Hello, welcome in. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? OG Razor, what's going on? How y'all doing today? Pace, what's going on? Caitlin, how you doing? Corey, how's it going, brother? Delaney, what's going on? Sodia, Mystic, how y'all doing? Blue 42. Blue 42, say hey. Hot route. Hot route. Hot route. Hot route. It means move over there. All right. Sorry, Wedding Crashers. I haven't seen that movie in forever. Hitting buttons now. I'm hitting buttons now. What am I doing over here? What's today? Tuesday? Patrick, did you play a fantasy this year, Polly? Well, first of all, Patrick, I see your little grayed out member thing over there, so we're gonna have to go ahead and fix that. Okay. Second of all, yeah, I played in 4 leagues. I just went 4-0 this week, and I even won in my dynasty league, which is like a horrible team. My dynasty team is horrible. The reason why it's so bad is because when I drafted, I didn't pay attention to the rules, and then it's a 2 quarterback league, and I wasn't even paying attention. So I have like no quarterbacks. So my dynasty sucks. But yeah, I went 4-0 this week. So I did lose Kittle in 1 league also. Corey said I went 1-3 and lost in my own damn league. Yeah, that. Hey Laura, how are you? Yeah, and I had a good fantasy week this week. I do got to replace Kittle in 1 league though. But I think my other 2 redraft leagues I got Warren in, which was very nice. So, welcome on in, everybody. How y'all doing? That's funny. I see that, Spencer. That's funny. How's everybody doing? Welcome on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on over. Come on over, baby. Next year, Poly Discord Fantasy League, 100%. I should have done it this year. But I didn't think about it until like this weekend. To be honest with you. Like it was Sunday and I was looking at all my leagues and all that sort of stuff, and I was sitting there listening, and I was like, you know what? I should have started a Poly league. That's what I should have done. And so I did think about that. But next year, we'll still be here next year. We ain't going nowhere. So next year, we'll do it next year for sure. I'll make Corey be the commissioner. That way he's sure to lose. Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Is everybody having a good? I'm tired today, man. I got pissed off today, and I freaking not pissed off. I'm pissed off. Yeah. Ticketmaster is a piece of shit. Ticketmaster is a giant piece of shit. So I've been fighting with Ticketmaster all day. No fun. Anywho, they double charged me today, and I'm not real happy about it. And won't return it. That's the worst part. Double charged me, and then won't return it. That's the worst part.
It's insane.
That is insane. That is insane. Yeah, just horrible. Ticketmaster really needs to be just dismantled. They are just absolutely horrible. All right, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in. Everybody come on in. It's your chance. Do your dance at the Space Jam. All right. Hey, Vicky. Hey, ASOS. How you doing? Oh, let me get this thing going over here. All right, y'all. You don't know how to... Oh, first of all, yeah, bingo is definitely on. Bingo is definitely on. Sorry, bingo's on. Bingo's on every night until it's hit. Right now. Bingo's on every single night till it's hit.
Insane.
And since no one's hit it, we're still on. All right. I didn't realize how low that was. Well, I guess it's kind of seeable. I didn't realize how low that was on my apps. Anyways. Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. I'm so glad someone caught that reference. I'm so glad someone caught that reference. Makes me happy. All right, y'all. We're about to get this thing started, get this thing moving. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here, as always. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here, as always. If you guys are in, well, which camera? Hold on. No, that one. You guys. Tap that screen. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Y'all guys here to come in, like I always say, please come in, hang out, leave something in the chat, say something in the chat, participate in the live. That does help to get this thing moving and keep this thing going. All right. Jay Lee, thank you so much. Said, are you baffling the Trumpsters again? I'm trying. We're going to see how many of them show up today. We're going to see how much of them show up today. We're gonna see what happens. And Jay Lee again, what is bigger, Ticketmaster or Trump? What's a bigger asshole? Today it's Ticketmaster. I will tell you today, Ticketmaster is pissing me off way more than Trump is, which is hard to do. Okay? Which is hard to do. All right? Which is hard to do something. You know how hard that is to do? That is a difficult thing to do. Y'all, big W's in the chat for Jay Lee for the 2 super chats to start off the live. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Big W's in the chat for Jay Lee. All right, well, we're about to get this thing moving, get this thing started. Oh, see, I didn't put my hat on all the way. I was trying to look cute and show off some curls with the hat. I don't think it's working. Let's see. Now I just look ridiculous. Now I just look ridiculous. Okay. Nah, I just look ridiculous. See, that's what I get for trying to look cute. That's what I get for trying to look cute. Huh? That's what I get. That's what I get. My fault. That's on me. That's my bad. Okay? That was my bad. All right? I thought I'd show off the curls under the hat. I thought I would look cute. I did too much. Okay? I did too much.
It's insane.
I did too much. Okay? Sometimes see if I do it like that, like if I do it with the headphones on, I look crazy. I look like a crazy person. Here, watch. We'll do this one. We'll show off some. Not my hat looks like I'm too big. Why do I look like a child wearing this hat today? What is wrong with me? Goodness. Ridiculous. I'm sure. See, today's a struggle bus day. I can already tell. We're struggle busing today. I can already tell somebody's gonna get on my nerves today. I can feel it. I know it feels like it's too big. It's weird. All right. I don't know what we got going on over here. Megan, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate it. So we need to clarify what cute means again. No, we don't. No, we don't. We all of us, but you have eyes, so we're good. L's in the chat for Megan. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate that. All right, we're about to open up these phone lines. We're gonna keep this thing going. So we're gonna get this thing started. Y'all, thank you guys so much for being here again. I appreciate it. As you guys are coming in, please chat in the chat box. I really appreciate it. That does go a long way to helping more viewers come in and to keep this thing going. So I really appreciate it if you guys do that. If you guys would like to support more, again, memberships, subs, fun stuff, all the cool accoutrement, live gifts, all that stuff. All those cool accoutrement do help to keep the live going even more than that. So thank you. I appreciate you. All right. Let's get this thing started. Let's open up these phone lines. Let's see what we got going on nice and early in the live. No time to waste. No time to waste. We got time to kill, and I'm not sorry. You believe in me? I need all the belief today. I need all the belief today as we get this thing going. All right. I need all the belief today. All right, as we get this thing going. Let's see. Who's this person says, you guys fanboy over the things that he says because of the weak competition. Well, the phone lines are open, David or Ernie. So if you can be better competition, then come on in. I encourage that, actually. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
30.
Insane.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
That's kind of weird. But all right. Why is that?
Love it. I just had one question. I was wondering if you would be happy if Trump got rid of the income tax and then increased sales tax, so then everybody, including the wealthy people that like pay for shit all the time,
I don't think that's logical.
Everybody get taxed more. Why not?
I just don't think it's logical. I don't think that. I think that increasing sales tax would stunt the economy, and so therefore it would be a negative towards us as a whole.
But
the cool thing about
lower income families would have 30% more income in their pockets, though.
Right, there's tons of there, but there's
lower and middle income.
But we could keep income tax, sir. But we could keep income tax and just get rid of income tax for those lower class people, and they would get even more of their income back. There's tons of ways where we can adjust the economy and adjust taxes to give lower class, lower income people more money. We don't have to do it that way.
Yeah, people have been saying for ages that Trump's been supporting the higher income tax brackets, though, and I don't see how that would be the case if getting rid of the federal income tax would, surplus the lower and middle income tax brackets, and then the higher income tax brackets that always use LLCs and loopholes to not pay taxes, right? They would have to be forced, to pay taxes.
It's the same
through purchasing.
It's the same reason that we went to income tax to begin with. And we went away from things
after
like
World War II.
Well,
right. I mean,
sir,
I think it was World War One or World
okay.
War II.
Well, why don't you just talk, and then I'll just sit here and be quiet, okay?
Oh, it's a conversation. We're going.
Well,
back
I was
and
trying to
forth.
have a conversation, and you just cut me off, and you've done it 3 times now. So
I promise that's how I love to have conversations.
well,
Keep
that's
going.
not how I like to have conversations. I'd like to be able to speak. Thank you.
Okay. carry
Awesome. So the reason why we went away from a tariff-driven, tax system in favor of an income-based tax system is because of the problems with the economy, because of the problems with trade, because of all the different issues with our economy that hurt us very bad when we go to a tariff-based system, right? But Donald Trump's not trying to get rid of income taxes. He hasn't proposed any type of thing to actually get rid of income taxes. He's literally just adding a tax of tariffs on top of that, right? If I could see a plan where we did get rid of income taxes completely and somehow found a way to fund our government and not affect the economy, that's totally fine. But doing it by increasing a sales tax or by putting in tariffs is not the way to do it. And again, we know this because we already did it in the United States and it failed.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's good to be able to have like good conversation to see if something like that's possible, because obviously strategy develops over time. I was just seeing if that was plausible to you. As of everything else, I'll leave that up to people that specialize. I was just curious what your
Yeah.
thoughts were on the income tax.
Sure, man. Sounds good. All right, I'm
Awesome.
moving on to the next person.
All right.
Have a good one. David, thank you so much for is that £5? Thank you for the £5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's very, very sweet of you. And Political Nurse, thank you so much for the $5 on top of that. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Both of you guys are very sweet. Can we give big W's in the chat for David and Political Nurse for the 2 super chats? I really, really appreciate that. You guys are really awesome. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how's it going?
Going well. How old are you?
Say again?
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Say again?
Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Well, not really. But anyways, why is that?
Well, I think a lot of this previous election came down to more of who were you voting against as opposed to who you were voting for, and I think that goes to either party, really, or either people on either side of the spectrum, see either side of the aisle. I feel like people on the left were voting against Trump as opposed to for Kamala, and I feel like people on the right were voting against Kamala as opposed to for Trump.
Incorrect.
So,
The people on the
with,
incorrect. The people on the left were voting for Kamala and against Trump simultaneously, and the people that were voting for
I don't
Trump.
think
Oh,
that's
I'm. Shh. And the people on the right were voting against Biden, who wasn't even running.
Yeah, I just don't think that's true because one,
Yeah, it is.
Kamala wasn't picked by no. It's so Kamala was not picked by the people. She was picked
Regardless,
by the fact that
that doesn't-
Biden dropped out.
that doesn't
right?
change anything. Sir,
I
at the
can't-
at the end of the
Okay.
day, you had the ability to vote between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. The way in which
Yeah.
Kamala Harris became the nominee does not change that she was better.
I think you're making a false assumption in saying that she was better. To
No,
begin
no,
with.
I'm not making a false
She
assumption.
obviously was not.
She was unequivocally better. Like there's
Okay,
real,
what, in
there's
what aspects would you say that she was
yeah,
better?
literally every single one. You
No,
cannot
I mean, just
name
give me,
a
like,
you
three.
cannot
Give me
name a
three ways
sir.
that you think
You
she was
cannot
better
name
for the
a
country.
singular way possible that Donald Trump was better. You can't name a single one.
Yeah, I can.
Name
Okay,
it.
so
Do it.
Kamala Harris openly said that she supported using taxpayer money to support gender transition for illegal immigrants. That's
Awesome.
something that she openly said that she wanted to do. So there's
well,
one
that-
way
well,
in
well,
which
first of
our
all-
tax money is being better spent.
First of all,
So there's one
Uh,
way. That's your one way.
okay, cool. Well, first of all, okay, she actually didn't say it for illegal immigrants. She actually said it for prisoners. Okay, the illegal immigrant thing and transgender people was a completely different conversation. Okay, so you're mixing up two things. And second of all, those transgender surgeries for prisoners happened all the way through Donald Trump's first term.
Sure, I no, but that's kind of that's
And they
not
they
that's
haven't
a red herring.
They haven't stopped
I'm
now.
not saying that they.
So
didn't.
she's so he
Yeah, but
so
those
so
are
so
red
he's not
herrings,
better.
right?
If it
So
happened,
his-
sir, if it happened in his first term and it's happened during this term, then how does that make Trump better than her on
so
it?
I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding of how prison systems work, right?
No,
So
sir,
if
sir. How about you
if
answer my
California-
answer my question first?
I'm trying to answer.
No,
your
no,
question.
no.
You keep
You're just
interrupting
trying
me.
to tell me I
So
have a
if
fundamental
California-
understanding of things. I want you to answer
let
my
me
question.
explain
No,
it
how
to
about
you.
you answer my question first?
I'm trying
No.
to. and
How
if
about you just
grow up
directly
and let
answer
me
my
talk,
question? Okay.
If you would
How-
stop acting like a little baby.
All
we
right,
could
sir.
have a
Well, if you want to go to
conversation.
ad homs, that's fine, but it's still not going to get you
This-
out of answering the question. Okay.
So,
all
here's
the ad
here's
homs
answer
in
to
the world,
question.
sir. All the ad homs in the world
Okay.
are not
You're not
going to
gonna let
get
me
you.
answer.
No, sir. All
You're
the ad
scared,
homs.
you're scared of an answer. and
You're
that's
right.
fine. That's why you
I'm
keep
so
interrupting
scared.
me.
Oh my God, I'm
Then
so
just stop
scared.
talking
I am
and let
so
me answer
scared
your
that if
question.
you don't answer the question, I'm going to hang up.
I keep trying to.
Okay.
You keep
Now listen
interrupting
to
me.
my question.
No. You said okay. What's your
All right,
question?
sir. Okay.
Let's reiterate
If
the
it
question.
happened under Trump and it happened and Kamala Harris said she was also going to allow it, then how does that make one better than the other?
Okay, so if a state like California says in
He's not
state
gonna answer the
prisons
question.
we are going to allow this to happen, and that has no purview under the federal
He's not gonna
government,
allow that to
and then
happen.
a federal candidate says in federal prisons we are going to allow this, that is, those are like apples and
It
oranges.
happened in
dude.
federal prisons under the first Donald Trump administration, and it happened when he came into
Based
office this
on
year.
state
So
laws.
no, sir, federal
Kamala
prisons,
Harris advocated
federal prisons. It happened in
Yes,
federal
but
prisons.
federal
Can you please
prisons
explain to me?
are
Can you
in
please explain
states.
to me what federal prison is under state law?
So federal prisons have to comply with laws that the state.
Can you
that they
please
are
tell
in
me what federal
mandate.
prison is under state law?
that's kind of a nonsensical question, right? If
Yes, it is a
state- if
nonsensical
prison-
question because it
if
doesn't
a
make any
prison
fucking
is in a
sense.
state-
You're absolutely correct,
If a
sir.
prison is in a state, they have to follow the laws of the state, right?
Not the
That's
not
why
the
they
prison laws. They have to follow the laws outside of
that-
it, but the
okay.
laws inside of the prison are made by the
For
federal government
example-
because it's a federal
example-
fucking prison. Because federal
For
law,
example,
because
we have
federal
a
prisons,
federal death
sir,
penalty.
because federal prisons sit on federal land, not
Okay.
state land.
We have a federal death penalty, right? Do states that not allow death penalties allow federal prisons to perform death penalties? in their
Allow
state?
them to? They don't have a choice on whether to allow them to or not. The states
I
do not.
I think you have
states-
some fundamental misunderstandings on
Well,
how the
sir,
prison system
you
works,
keep
and that's fine.
saying that I have a fundamental
totally fine.
misunderstanding, but yet you keep not proving that I have a federal, I have a misunderstanding. You just keep saying it, and
I
so
mean, what
therefore,
would you like me to
so
do, buddy? Would you
therefore
like me
your
to send you
words,
some
so
links? Would you
therefore
like me to
your
send you
words,
some,
so
like,
therefore your
law books?
words, so therefore your words don't mean anything. Okay, if you have to
Okay,
say
I
it,
think-
then you
I
don't have
think
to worry
Trump
about it.
is better. I think
Okay,
Trump is
so
better
therefore,
in a
gotcha.
number of
So
other
you
ways
think
for the
that Donald
economy.
Trump is better because he allowed the exact same thing that Kamala Harris allowed. Cool. Do you have any more?
Because he didn't run on that as a position. And
Oh, because he
actually ran
didn't.
against
Because well, actually,
stopping that.
Kamala Harris didn't run on that at all either.
Yes, she did.
Donald Trump. Actually,
when you're saying
sir,
that in like
sir,
press
sir,
conferences,
sir,
you're
sir,
running on it.
I want you to listen to me very clearly. Okay.
I'm loud and clear, big guy.
Okay. Awesome. If you don't allow me to speak, I will move on to the next guest. This is your last warning.
That's funny.
Well, you
Go
can be
for it,
funny all
please.
you want, but I'm not going to sit here and
It's just
fucking talk to a
hypocritical.
child. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So,
Okay, go for
anyways,
it, please.
Donald Trump pulled a singular line from a singular interview 5 years prior to the election, and spent more money on on those advertisements than any other advertisement that Donald Trump did. Kamala Harris didn't run it. Donald Trump ran on Kamala Harris running on it. That's what happened.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Donald Trump ran on Kamala Harris's failure as a political
No, Donald
candidate.
Trump ran on Kamala Harris saying something 5 years prior. Kamala Harris did not run on it.
No. He ran on Kamala Harris's incompetence as a whole.
No,
right?
he
Not just
took
please
one
don't
line
interrupt me.
out of
You
context.
can't just
He
say
took
that
one
and then
line
keep
out of
interrupting
context.
me.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want. He took one line out of context and then ran hundreds of millions of dollars on advertisements. How is that Kamala Harris running on that?
Oh, that's definitely not out of context. I would
How is
advise you
that
to see
Kamala
the whole-
Harris
the
running
whole
on something?
conference that she did.
How is that Kamala Harris running on it? Can you pull up one time?
I didn't
Can you
say
pull
that.
up one?
I didn't say that.
You did say that.
You
said
Donald Trump
Kamala
ran
Harris
on
ran
Kamala
on that and
Harris's-
Donald Trump didn't. Those were the words that
Yeah,
just
her
came out of your
political
mouth.
campaign-
Just out of your
her
mouth, you
political
said Kamala
campaign was
Harris ran
based
on it
off
and
of
Donald Trump didn't.
policies
So
like
can you
that.
please show
Yeah.
me one time or tell me anywhere I can find it where Kamala Harris during this campaign said that?
Oh, I'm sorry. So because she said it last campaign, it's something completely different, right? It doesn't
Yes.
even matter what she said last campaign, right?
Yes.
Okay, that
So
makes
she
total
didn't.
sense.
Okay, well then is Donald Trump freaking? What is Donald Trump? Because you want to talk
What do
about
you
what Donald
mean,
Trump?
Donald
You want
Trump? He's the
to talk
president of
about
the
what Donald
United
Trump
States. He's a
ran on
human.
last time he ran for president?
I mean, I don't really care what you decide to talk
Hold
about.
on, hold
I
on,
think
hold
that
on.
if
So
a
do you
candidate,
so
if
do you
a
want to talk
candidate
about
runs on
so,
policies?
So do you want to talk about what Donald Trump ran on the first time he ran for president?
I mean, I don't really care what you want to talk about. I
Oh,
still think he's a
gotcha,
better
gotcha. So
politician.
if Donald Trump runs on it the first time he runs for president, we can forget all about it, and we don't need to
No,
worry
that's not
about
what
it
I'm saying.
whatsoever. But if Kamala Harris ran on it the first time she ran up for president, then we need to solely concentrate on it, and it is very, very important to this conversation. Gotcha. All right, cool.
Yeah, I think you're having some comprehension issues, right? So if Donald Trump runs on something his first running, then that's perfectly valid to bring up.
Awesome.
Like I don't see an issue with
So
bringing up what they've ran on in previous candidacies. That's
Cool.
Like, that's
So you're cool with
non-problematic.
you're cool with Donald Trump taking away people's guns before they're even charged with a crime? You're cool with Donald Trump being completely pro-choice? You're cool with Donald Trump literally
I don't think that's
being
what
a
he,
fucking
I don't
Democrat.
think that's what he ran on in
Oh,
2016.
well, that wasn't the first time he ran for presidency, so that's not what I'd be
Oh,
talking
okay.
about. Yeah, when's the
Okay.
first time Donald Trump ran for presidency?
I truly couldn't tell you.
Oh, well, I guess it's not that
But
important.
I
to you
don't
then,
think
huh?
that really has. Well, I don't think so. I think that
Yeah.
Kamala Harris was the worst candidate.
Yeah,
And
but
that-
you've
that's-
yet,
that's what my argument has been
yet to
from
say
the
how.
beginning.
So that's fine.
No, I've stated how. And
No, you
despite
said
interrupting
one
me
thing that wasn't
constantly-
true. Do you have anything else?
Despite you interrupting me constantly, I have given you valid.
You mean
reasons.
despite your crying and whining?
if this is crying and whining, you have some hard lessons to learn in this world, buddy.
Well, sir, yeah, I think you have some hard lessons to learn because you're crying and whining to another grown man.
Yeah.
So anyways, do you actually have a real
I'm
point?
interrupting you, right? Yeah, my point is that Kamala Harris was a failure as a candidate. And we were
Yeah,
better
exactly.
off
Now,
as a
are you going to
country
give an
because
example
Trump
of
is
that?
here.
That's what I was asking you for. Because so far you've given that Donald Trump ran on
So
something that
we've
Kamala
got
Harris
zero
didn't
tax-
run on.
Yeah,
So I'm waiting on what
he removed taxes on overtimes.
and whose policy was that?
What do you mean? Whose policy?
Well, first
was that?
of all-
It was
first
Trump
of all-
that enacted the policy.
Well, no.
He was
You
the
know,
one that
you were talking
put it
about
in
the
place.
campaign. We're not talking about what happens now. You're talking about the campaign. And Kamala
No,
Harris.
no. We're talking
also,
about
hold
it
on,
all
sir,
as a total,
sir,
right?
sir. And Kamala Harris also ran on no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. So how does that make Donald Trump better?
After Trump had already stated that he was going to do that.
After Bernie
right? So this
Sanders
is
had
a
already
Trump
ran on
policy.
it to begin with.
So what, dude? Who
Oh, okay,
cares?
gotcha.
Then go Bernie
So,
Sanders.
again, sir, do you see how freaking illogical your arguments are? If
No,
Donald
I think
Trump,
this
if
is
Donald
extremely
Trump steals
sound.
it, that's good. If Donald Trump steals it from Bernie, we don't need to worry about that at all. But if Kamala Harris also steals it from Bernie, then Kamala Harris is actually stealing it from Trump, and so therefore it doesn't count.
Kamala Harris was Joe Biden's vice president and had 4 years to enact this policy.
Awesome.
And she did not.
Yeah, you're right.
She did not.
Under the
She
Constitution,
failed.
yeah, under the
Trump did
Constitution,
it. So I'm right? Great.
Sir.
So that's one way. That
under the
Trump is better than
Constitution,
Kamala.
what
Good.
power does the vice president have to enact policy?
Look, dude.
No.
They were
Not
part
look
of this-
anything.
they were part of
Under
the- they
the
were part of the
Constitution.
same
No, sir.
ticket.
Under
They
the
were part of the same
sir. Hello. Maybe you couldn't hear me the first
Yeah.
time. Under the Constitution.
Oh, there you are. Now
what-
I can hear you. Thank God I can hear you.
Yeah. Under the Constitution, what power does the vice president have to enact policy?
I don't think she has very much.
Oh,
when
but you
are
just said that Kamala Harris didn't enact policy, and now you're telling me all of a sudden
I
that
didn't
Kamala
say
Harris
Kamala.
doesn't have the
I'm
ability.
saying-
You're right, sir. The vice president did
What
not
I'm
enact
saying
policy
is
that the vice president does not have the power to enact.
What I'm saying.
Good
is
job.
the
What a
presidential ticket-
failure.
the
What a
presi-
failure.
The presidential
Sir,
ticket
you know what?
that
You know
said
what? I
Biden
bet
and
you know what?
Kamala
I bet
failed.
you're a failure in your life because you haven't flown to the moon yet.
No, actually.
I can't
I'm
believe
an
you haven't
emergency room
flown to the moon.
physician,
What a
so.
failure of a human being and a man since you haven't flown to the
Yeah.
moon, even though you don't have the ability to do that. I
That's
am going
kind
to
of
say
apples
that
and
you're
oranges,
a
right?
failure because I'm going to say you're a failure even though you don't have the ability to do something.
I mean, that's an apples and oranges.
That is not an
comment, man.
apples and
I think,
oranges
like,
conversation
yeah,
because
everything
you
said
have
has been red
just
herrings and apples
because
and
you
oranges,
have
dude. Like,
just amount of an ability, the same amount of ability to fly to the moon as
Yeah.
Kamala Harris does to enact policy as the vice president, which is zero.
No, absolutely not. That's insane.
No, that's not
absolutely
insane. Oh, okay.
Joe,
Well, then-
I'm sorry.
well, then,
do
I'm
I
sorry.
have the president on
In
speed
that
dial? Can I
case,
talk to the president? Can I
maybe we
try
can
to
go back to the
push
previous
policy?
question. Maybe we can go back to the previous question. What policy does the vice president have to enact policy in the United States?
You see, you're not letting me answer these questions.
Well, you actually already did
if
answer it.
you-
I'm asking for you to answer it again, since apparently you have a comprehension problem,
Okay.
even on the things that you already said.
So how about we grow up a little bit? And
How
take
about you just
10
answer the
seconds and
question?
Just be quiet a little bit.
Maybe you should just
So I
answer the
can't
question.
Answer the question.
Yeah.
So,
What power under the Constitution?
Under the Constitution, please let me answer.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
I'm waiting.
appreciate you interrupting
And
me
I don't
all the
appreciate
time.
you whining still, but
so
answer
under
the
the-
question.
No. So
Nervous
under the-
laughter,
under the
I understand.
Constitution, under the mocking laughter, pitiful laughter. Under
Yeah,
the
sure.
Constitution,
Whatever you wanna say, sweetheart.
Kamala Harris does not have the ability, right, to enact policy under the Constitution, but she is the vice president. She has an open ear to the president. She has an open ear to the presidential advisors. She is able to help further policy decisions by the administration as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that people voted for Biden and Kamala.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing, sir. Having open ears to do things is not the ability to pass policy. And you have literally zero idea, zero knowledge of whether Kamala Harris actually tried to actually pass no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. And Biden didn't listen, or the advisors didn't listen, just like Donald Trump doesn't really listen to J.D. Vance, and he sure as hell didn't listen to Mike Pence, okay? So just because you're able to have the open ear, there are tons of people that have the ear of the fucking president. That's why he has a cabinet that is literally their entire job. Actually, the entire cabinet's job is literally to have the ear of the president, where the vice president's job isn't even to have that. According to the Constitution, it makes it very, very clear that the vice president has two jobs. One, to be the tie-breaking vote in the Senate, and two, to keep fucking breathing in case the president dies, which I'm telling you right now, J.D. Vance might want to be careful with all the skin and flesh that's falling off of Donald Trump on a daily basis, okay? But no, she has no ability to pass policy. And this is why I started the conversation saying exactly what I said. Okay, which is what you denied, which I said, no, the left ran for Kamala Harris and against Trump, and what the right did was they voted against Joe Biden, which you have just proven that that's exactly what you're doing. You did not vote for Kamala. You did not vote for Kamala Harris. You did not vote for Kamala Harris because of Kamala Harris. You didn't vote for Kamala Harris because you didn't like Joe Biden. Okay, that is why you voted, because you can't make a differentiation in between the president and then why haven't you named Kamala Harris's policies? Why are you talking? Oh, he ran. Oh, poor guy. He must have got his feelings hurt. Where'd you go, bud? Oh. I guess me taking it back to the beginning of the conversation and showing how you're a hypocrite must have bothered you. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Stacy, thank you so much. Ooh, for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. She said, Kamala said she would follow the law. Well, that's a rough one. That's a rough one. But who would need that? I know, I hurt his feelings. It's okay. I hurt his feelings. Maybe we can get the next caller in here that's actually, you know, gonna have a little sense to him. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
27, sir.
Awesome. Why do you support Trump? Or do you support Trump?
No, I do not, sir, because, well, to be honest, I used to when I was younger. Like, when I first graduated high school at the age of 18, I sadly voted for the prick. But looking back on it, it was one of the worst mistakes I've ever made in my entire life.
I agree. But regardless of any of that, I am going to move on to the next caller because I'm only looking for Trump supporters right now. But I hope you have a good one, all right?
Man. But sure, man. Keep up the good work, man. God bless.
Yeah.
Later.
All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, just let you guys know, for all you guys crying in my chat, first of all, I see you. Second of all, I don't care. Okay? Third of all, I match energy. Okay? So you might as well get used to it. If you don't like someone who matches energy, you might not like this live. Go find somebody that's, soft or something. Anyways, hello, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
I want to start off by saying I don't agree with everything he's ever done or said. I know he has his downsides, like all politicians, liars, cheats, everything like that.
Pedophiles.
It comes down to I want a politician in office of the president who will put America first and protect Second Amendment rights. Basically, those are the two things.
Donald Trump hasn't done either of those.
If the left would drop the Second Amendment thing and stop trying to
what
grab
Second
guns,
Amendment thing?
Stop with the magazine capacity limits. Stop with the trying to grab
I'm sorry.
guns from
hold
people.
on. I'm sorry. What magazine limits and what grabbing from guns has a president since Clinton even done? Even Clinton didn't do that. But has any Democrat president done lately?
President, no.
Well, then we're talking about presidents,
yes.
sir. I'm not talking about individual states. Individual states have the right to do their own thing. Do you know what the most restrictive thing, the most restrictive thing on 2A that has been passed by the United States government has been in the last 16 years?
Would it be? I don't know. Are you talking on a federal level or state?
Of course, I'm talking about a federal level, sir. What states do in their states is totally okay with those states. That's why they vote in those people to make those laws. We are talking about supporting of Trump and supporting of the left and the right when it comes to that. I'm not here to argue every individual state. If you don't want like this laws in your states, then I advise you vote in better people for those states, right? In your legislation. But when we're talking about the federal government, what has been the most restrictive law against the Second Amendment in the last 16 years?
What would you consider it to be?
The bump stock ban, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I would agree. And that was put in under Trump's first term.
It was. And what restrictive policy did Biden or Obama put in? And let's also be clear that Biden had, a small majority in the House and Senate when he was first take presidency, and Obama had a super majority where the Democrats could have passed whatever they wanted.
I think they introduced plenty of bills, but they got filibustered. Was the problem?
No, sir, they never got filibustered on any freaking bill. Can you please tell me which bill that is? I would love to look that up, because I've studied that pretty intensely, and I don't know of a singular bill that the Obama administration put in that was filibustered.
Since Bruin, there hasn't been a case where the federal government has introduced a bill that has tried to infringe on the Second Amendment as severely as the bump stock ban, because Bruin kind of shut that down, I think.
Yeah. So again, sir, your whole idea that the left is trying to take away your guns is completely moot.
Well, Kamala Harris has gone on stage and said in front of television cameras and all sorts of crowds of people, saying she supports every flavor of gun control that's practiced in her home state of California.
Donald Trump said we should take away guns from
state.
Donald Trump said we should take away people's guns before they're even charged with a crime, if they're even suspected of a crime.
I don't, like I said at the beginning of the call, I don't necessarily agree with everything Trump has
said. Sir, it's not a matter of being an agreement, sir. You're just saying that Kamala Harris said that she was going to do wanted to implement some type of voluntary buyback program, and that's about it. But that's not taking away people's guns. That's not putting magazine limits. That's not infringing on the Second Amendment on multiple different cases from the Supreme Court. Okay, your whole idea of the left trying to take away your guns is a fallacy. Okay, the NRA spends hundreds of millions of dollars every. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on. The NRA spends hundreds of millions of dollars every single year, okay, to tell you that the left is taking away your guns. And you know why they do that?
Because it gives them more membership.
Because it sells more guns. Because it sells more guns. But sir, that's
NRA.
But you're repeating their propaganda.
It's not propaganda.
If
you look at every state that has the most restrictive gun laws, it's all left-leaning blue states.
And those left-leaning blue states have lower gun crime.
That's going to happen on a federal level. Look at Chicago, man.
Look at Chicago.
You think that blue states...
Yeah, Chicago's not even top 10 in gun violence in the United States. What are the three highest states of gun violence per capita in the United States?
I think Alabama's on there.
That's number 3.
Oh, crap. Is it Louisiana?
That's number 1.
Yep. I don't know the other one, but I know
Mississippi.
2 of them.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama are the 3 highest rates of gun violence per capita in the United States. And those are 3 of the reddest states in the United States. Okay. So I'm sorry that if states want to have less gun violence in their states, okay, it's kind of hard for me to like sit here and listen and go like, oh, I think the federal government should enact laws that create more gun violence.
Do you think that the federal government should take away firearms from people?
Nobody's trying to take firearms. What firearms has California taken away from people?
Well, they've severely restricted what kind you're allowed to own.
I didn't say that. I said, what guns have California taken away from people?
At the moment, none that I'm aware of. Would you be in support of a federal level?
Because what is it, Keller?
Institution?
DC versus Keller. Keller said specifically that the federal government has the ability to make laws that restrict guns.
Right.
So there's nothing anti-2A about that.
The 94 assault weapons ban.
Right, the 94 assault weapons ban, which again took how many guns out of how many people's hands?
I believe that guns were grandfathered in.
Correct, sir. It just limited the amount of it limited the amount of guns that were being sold in a certain type of class. And guess what? Mass shootings in the United States were severely reduced during that time period, and spiked again after the assault weapons ban was reversed. Right. So what we're seeing is that
ban was an infringement upon the constitutional rights of all Americans.
Really, according to who?
According to the Constitution of the United States.
According to I'm sorry, did the Supreme Court say that?
They did not, but the Supreme Court can get things wrong.
Was it what? Okay, then how was it an infringement?
because it's an infringement. The Second Amendment says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Correct. In order to have a
So-
well-regulated militia, which in
Yes.
that time would be similar to our National Guard. Okay.
We're going to
Yeah.
National Guard. No,
Would
we
be our
are
national-
the militia.
No, we
Citizens
are not.
the
We are
militia.
no. Well, citizens are militia because citizens are people like the National Guard, right?
You don't need to be enlisted to be the
but sir,
militia, though.
I'm
don't
sorry.
need to
How is
be
some
part of a
random
formal
person with a
militia.
gun just at their house well regulated?
Because there are regulations on who can own guns.
No.
under
It
background
doesn't
checks.
say
There
the
are.
person has to be well regulated. It says the militia has to be well regulated. Okay. So therefore, in order to have a well regulated militia, you have to have control over the militia. So who is in control of the militia of just Joe Blow on the corner with a Glock?
I think a militia that is controlled by the government is self-defeating.
Okay, you
The
can
whole
think that
point
all
of a
you want,
militia
but you're not talking
is
about. We're
to
not,
prevent
sir,
government
sir.
tyranny.
But we just made it very clear that we don't care what the Supreme Court says or what you say or what I say. What does the Constitution say?
That it shall not be infringed.
No,
a
that
well-regulated
a
militia.
well-regulated militia shall not be infringed upon. And again, sir, I'm asking
Yeah.
you how Joe Blow on the corner with a Glock falls under a regulated militia.
So, in the time of the American Revolution, 1775, we were fighting the British. Was there a formal militia?
Was there a formal militia? Yeah, there was multiple
Yeah.
formal militias.
There was.
Yeah.
But you know who were. Do you know what type of people occupied that militia?
You're going to have to be more specific.
Who was the militia?
Again, you might as well just get to your point because your
Comprised of.
question doesn't make any sense.
The militia was comprised of regular citizens with guns,
Correct.
not trained soldiers, not specialized this, not enlisted that. It was regular people who showed up with their own guns.
Which were
The-
part of a regulated militia. The militia was
Of course.
regulated. And who was it regulated by?
I believe that we were under the Articles of Confederation at that time.
Correct. They were ran by the state. Okay. They were still regulated
Yeah.
by the state. Okay. Regardless
Yes.
of any of that, what the Second Amendment specifically says, okay, is that
Mhm.
in order to be a state-ran militia. Now, if you want to say, hey, cool. Back in that time, it was a state-ran militia, and people were allowed to take their guns home. Cool, that's fine. You know what else those militias had? They
No,
did have
they
their own
didn't. They
guns,
weren't-
but they
hang
were
on,
also
pause
trained.
real
They
quick,
also
time
met
out.
up. They were also freaking done all the things that you're supposed to be part of a militia.
Of course.
Okay,
I think that
but
we
but
should
but
do that
regardless of
as
any of that,
citizens.
sir. But regardless of any of that, okay. Keller also ruled that you don't need one. You don't need to be a freaking. You don't need to be part of a militia in order to carry a gun. That's
Of
totally
course,
fine.
you
Okay,
don't.
but it also said that there is nothing in the Second Amendment that restricts you from the government from being able to regulate weapons. Okay, so if individual states, the people that would be in charge of these militias, choose for their people, right? Even if you're saying it's a free people, okay, those people, that state, their elected officials and their peoples decide to make a regulation around that, then there is absolutely nothing unconstitutional about that whatsoever. Okay, but again, the federal government has not tried to do that. Okay, they haven't
I
tried to
think
do
that-
that on the left. They haven't tried to do that. You are falling victim
They've
to
said they
NRA
would.
propaganda. That's it.
They've said they would. Tell me that.
So is
Kamala
Donald
Harris
Trump.
hasn't gotten on.
So
stage
is Donald
and said,
Trump, and you still support
We're
him.
gonna do national assault weapons ban again. We're gonna go back
The
to
national assault,
1994.
the national assault weapons ban again wasn't unconstitutional, and again decreased mass shootings in the United States significantly.
So is
Sir,
your
let me ask you
goal
a question. Let me ask
with
you a
gun
question.
control?
Let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. What makes
go
you
for
think
it.
that your right to own a gun is more important than a person's right to live?
I will counter that by saying
I want you to answer it, not counter it.
I don't think that my right to
So
own a gun
did
is more
did
important
did
than
or did
someone's
not
right
did
to
the
live.
assault weapons ban reduce mass shootings in the United States? Yes or no?
I don't have the statistics in
Okay,
front
well
of
I'll
me,
inform you
but
it
maybe.
did. Well I'll inform you
Yeah.
it did. Okay? I will
Okay.
inform you that the assault weapons
So
ban.
I should be punished because someone
That's not a
else
matter
did
of punish.
something
That's not a
bad.
matter of punishing anyone, sir. Sir, you're not punished by having to drive the speed limit. You're not punished by having to wear a seatbelt. Okay? You're not punished, okay, for having laws around certain things. That's not a punishment. Okay? That is having regulation and laws on things that are dangerous. Okay?
You get punished and go to jail. That's a
right.
punishment.
And if we have laws in this country, that is not punishing you. But if you break those laws, yes, you will be punished for breaking those laws. But the law itself is not a punishment.
So I should rephrase here, I think. Why should my rights be limited in terms of what guns I can own, how many, where I can carry them, because of someone else's choices?
Because every single law in the United States is because someone else's choices. Okay? Why should we have laws against murder? You haven't murdered
Because
anyone.
murder is wrong.
Yeah, but so what? You haven't murdered anyone, so why should we have a law against it?
Because murder is wrong.
But sir, I'm not asking that. We shouldn't have a law because somebody else did it, right? Because someone else did it. Now we have to create laws against it so nobody else does it, right? So therefore you're being punished, okay? Your rights are being taken away, okay? Because someone else did it.
I don't have the right to murder someone.
And you
but I
don't have the right
to own a
to
gun.
just unequivocally have a gun either.
I do have
No, you
the
don't.
right
According to who?
unequivocally have a
Because
gun.
it's not according to the Constitution. No,
Constitution.
according to the Constitution, you don't. And according to the Supreme Court, you don't.
So let's take everything that you said and let's say, okay, fine, I don't have the right to own a gun.
You don't.
What are you going to do about it?
What am I going to do about it? Nothing.
Yeah. What is anyone going to do about it?
What is anyone going to do about it? Nothing. No one's trying to take your guns away. Ding dong. I've already said that like 10 times.
So
literally, no one is trying to take your fucking gun. Dude, listen to me.
If I own guns that you don't think I should own.
Sir, there's already guns that the United States government says you can't own.
That cat's out of the bag.
There's already guns. You can't own an F-15. You can't own freaking automatic weapons unless you have a certain license. You can't own a fucking F-15. There's already tons of guns in the United States that you can't own according to the.
I'd really like to own one.
Yeah, there's already tons of guns you cannot own in the United States because of the laws of the United States. Okay, so saying that freaking there are going to be different types of weapons that you can't own, that doesn't change anything. That's exactly the same rights you have right now.
So if let's say you had the opportunity to vote for a president who would institute a national assault weapons ban again, would you do that?
Unequivocally.
So why would you do that?
Because mass shootings in the United States went down.
Okay.
Because
so your goal is to stop mass shootings?
Not stop. We're not going to stop them, but drastically reduce them would be great. Yeah.
Okay. So do you carry a gun?
Not regularly, but I am a concealed carry owner. I'm a concealed carry license owner. Yeah.
So am I. Good for you. I respect.
You see how somebody can be a concealed carry license holder and still understand that freaking the reduction of life in the United States is always bad, even if I can still want to carry my weapons. You do realize that the majority of people on the left still have guns, right? I don't know a single leftist that doesn't have guns. Like, truthfully, Kamala Harris owned weapons. Freaking Tim Walz was a very avid freaking hunter who was the freaking congressional
shotgun.
He was the congressional sharpshooter 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
That means competing against all of your little right wing people. Okay, he outshot every single one of them.
Fine, maybe he did. I agree. Left-leaning people can and should own guns. I'm not disagreeing with that. But why would you want to vote for someone who would infringe upon your own rights?
Because I understand that it's not an infringement on my rights, because I understand the Constitution. I understand the context in which the Constitution was written. I also understand the Supreme Court decisions that have been made by right-wing, very right-wing freaking parts of our judicial system that have also agreed that it's not an infringement on my rights. But more importantly than that, sir, we are the only country on the fucking planet, the only industrialized country on the planet that has this level of mass shootings. We are the only country on the planet where kids have to go through freaking, active shooter drills. Okay, as far as an industrialization, we are the only people in this entire planet, the industrialized planet, first world planet, as some people call it, okay, that has to deal with the level of mass shootings that we deal with in the United States. Okay, period. And I understand Okay, that my right to own a weapon is not more important than the right of the children of Uvalde. Okay, I understand that.
When you compare the rate of firearm ownership to the rate of firearm related homicides in the United States versus knife homicides per capita in the UK, th- there's no way that you can advocate that taking away guns would prevent
Sir,
a single murder.
who
or
has a higher
preventing
who has a
gun
who has a
ownership.
higher murder by knife by stabbing rate? Us or the UK?
I'm sure it's us.
So
but
let me get this
are we
straight. So we
talking
not
per-
only
we
so
are a
we
much larger
so no
we are a
per
much larger
capita. It
country
doesn't. Do
than
you know
the
what per
UK.
capita
Per
means?
capita, yes, per capita, it's definitely the UK.
No, it's definitely us. It's 100% us. Not only do we have a higher gun violence rate than every single industrialized country on the planet, but our knifing rate, our stabbing rate is also higher than the people that that's their main source.
So
We have a higher
you-
rate per capita of stabbings in the US than the UK does.
I don't know those statistics offhand.
Well, you
but if
should go
could
look them up.
provide them, I will after we get off this call for sure. But if you take away the ability for someone to do one of those things with a gun, which I agree is completely horrific, that shouldn't be happening. You know, we should punish those people. Concealed carriers should shoot them. But if you were to prevent access to a firearm from that kind of person, they would just use a knife or run people over with their car
Except-
or build a homemade explosive device.
Except for
Someone who wants
except
to do
for
harm like that
sir,
isn't
except
going to
for
be stopped by a
uh-huh.
law preventing them
Yeah.
from getting a
Except
gun.
for there are
They're going to find another
32
way.
developed countries, industrialized countries on this planet. Okay?
Yeah,
31 of them that did not happen with. Okay?
because they all restrict civilian firearm ownership severely.
Right, sir. So your whole argument saying that if you take away their guns, they're just going to find someone else to something else to kill them with, except for that didn't happen. Okay?
That has happened.
No, sir.
in the
Again,
UK.
sir, per capita, we are still higher on even the other types. Okay? We have the highest
Okay.
gun rate, and then we have the highest stabbing rate. Okay? So when the UK restricted their guns, yes, their freaking knifing rate went up a little bit. It still
Well,
didn't reach ours. Okay?
America has to be first in something.
Because yeah, we are first in two major things. One, the amount of freaking children that fucking die per capita to gun violence. Okay? And two, the rate of imprisonment. We are the least free country on this fucking planet. Okay? We are the least free
I
country
agree.
on this planet. So
Yes.
not only do we have children, okay, that are getting murdered faster than everybody else,
Think
we're
of the
also fucking
children.
less free than
Clutch
any
your
other
pearls.
fucking country. So those are nothing to be fucking proud of. I would like to be more proud of the fact that we have children that can go to school and be able to learn safely. You are more concerned
Okay.
with your right to fucking own freaking whatever gun you fucking want.
So-
And that's sad.
So, would you be in favor of putting armed guards at schools?
There already are armed police at schools.
Not every.
Yeah, how many
school has
armed
one,
how
no.
many armed police were there at Uvalde?
That was
How many
extremely dumb. and
no,
those
how many
cops should
armed
all be
police were there
fired.
at Uvalde? I'm just asking.
There was one that was
The
on
one?
campus.
One.
There was
One.
one before the shooting started.
Yeah, and how much after the shooting started while they stood there and watched
was a
all of the and
complete
while all
failure.
of those children continued to be shot. How many was that? How many good guys were there with a gun?
10,
How-
20 there.
There was
That was ridiculous. That was a
200
tragedy.
fucking
Stupid.
police officers. There was 200 plus good guys with the guns at that school that did not stop that shooting. So no,
They
I'm
were all
sorry, sir.
cowards.
So
They were the
no,
wrong
I'm
people to be
no
there.
sorry. I'm sorry. Your whole little armed guard thing doesn't work for me.
They were all cowards. If you find the right people, they won't. Be
Oh, so
afraid
not
to
only
go
do we
in.
have to have armed guards at every school, but we also have to verify they're all cowards. How are we going to do not cowards? How are we going to do that?
You find the right people to do it.
Oh, we just have to find the right people. That should be easy,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
when they hired those actual police officers, they were like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna hire some cowards to put there.
I believe so. Or in the moment they froze, they decided not
Yes,
to
sir.
act.
Because the
You know,
majority of people, the overwhelming majority of people in the United States that have guns would freeze. Okay, if you are
I
carrying,
wouldn't.
if sir, you,
Absolutely
sir,
not.
sir, you, I'm sorry, unless you've experienced something where you know that that's fucking true. Okay, you don't fucking know that at all. Everyone thinks
I
that they're
wouldn't
fucking.
freeze.
Everyone thinks they're fucking Rambo until they fucking get put in the spot.
I
Okay.
worked. Okay, so
Okay,
I'm
but
going to
regardless of
divulge a
any of
little
that,
bit
sir,
of
you carrying a
information.
gun, you are more likely to have that gun taken away and used on you than you are to
No,
stop
no.
an arms. Yes, yes, that is.
Highly disagree with
You
that.
can disagree all you want. Statistically, you are more likely to have that gun taken away from you
Statistics.
and
Don't
used
be a
on you
statistic.
than you are to ever freaking shoot someone. No, it's not. Don't be a statistic,
So
sir.
that's
You
why you
are
train
the
and you
statistic,
know how
sir.
to
Sure,
retain your
sir.
firearm
Sure,
and
sir. Then
control it.
sir. Then why don't we friggin' advocate for friggin' every single person that owns a gun has to pass a qualification in order to be able to own that gun?
Because that would be an infringement. I
Oh,
think that
so
it's the
again,
individual citizen's
so you're saying you
responsibility.
have to
Hold on.
train,
Well,
but then
let
you
me.
don't advocate for the training. Exactly.
I
This
don't
is
think it should
exactly
be
what I'm talking
mandatory.
about. The
I
same
don't think it
person
should be
who says
mandatory. I
the
think
same
it should
person
be.
who says in order to freaking to stop a person with a gun, you need to be able to be trained to be able to do it. That same person
Yes.
says that we should not require the training. You're the problem, sir.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm saying we should have the training. There should be training. Everyone who owns a gun should train. Everyone should practice safe firearm ownership. I started shooting guns when I was 10 years old.
Sir, I truly do
and
not give
I've
a
been
fuck.
following the rules
Sir,
of firearm
truly, I
safety
do not
ever
give a
since.
fuck.
I take many courses
Sir,
every
listen
year.
to me. I need you to hear. I don't give a fuck. Okay?
Okay.
I promise you.
Cool.
I promise you, and this is a dead stone cold promise. Okay? I am 10 times more trained to use a firearm than you are. Okay? 10
I highly
probably
doubt
more
that.
than that. Okay? To be
I
completely
worked-
honest with you, okay? Just because and here's how this is how I know you're not trained. This is how I know you're not trained. Okay? Cuz people that are truly trained know that that freaking people with guns that are not freaking completely trained, that are not, and I mean trained,
dangerous.
and
They're
I mean
extremely
trained, are more likely to cause harm than they are good. Which is why,
Yes, I totally agree with you. Yeah,
and
I
those
know
people know for sure that we should restrict the access of certain firearms to people in order to make sure that freaking mass shootings don't happen. People that aren't trained and just think that they're trained or went down to their local range or freaking, took a
No.
couple class or whatever that think they're freaking, the gravy seals or whatever, like y'all aren't gonna do anything, dude. Y'all are the first ones to freeze, I promise you.
So, hang on just a second. I work as an armed security officer in one of the most dangerous cities in the country.
You ever had to use your
I
weapon?
won't say which one. No, I haven't had to use
Then
it,
be
but I
quiet.
carry it every single day.
Cool.
Have you ever had to use yours?
Cool. I'm not gonna speak on that.
So, there you go. There's your answer.
Sorry, if you've never used it, I'm more qualified than you, whether I've had to use it or not. I promise you. Okay.
No, no, I went through-
You're the dude at the front of a bank that holds a gun. I get it. Okay.
I went through
I get it.
rigorous.
Okay, I get it. You're the guy at the front of the
training
bank
course
that holds a gun.
on
I
use
get
of
it.
force.
Okay.
I went through shooting qualification courses.
Oh, my goodness.
While under stress.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's
So what any private in the military does in their first 1 week of basic training, congratulations.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that doesn't. Yeah,
basically-
you do realize that same private goes through weeks and weeks and weeks, and then months and months and months, and then years and years and years of qualifications to just maybe not freeze. And still even at that point, a lot of them freeze. Okay. No offense, dude. Sir. No offense.
I don't think that I would.
Sir, no offense. You're a mall cop. You are more danger to society with it than you would be without it.
How
Okay.
can you be sure that I'm dangerous with my firearm?
No, you just
How
are.
can you?
I
how
just
can you be sure?
statistically you are. Okay. And the fact that you have
No.
so much confidence is
Statistically, maybe.
the fact that you
Personally,
have so much confidence actually freaking helps prove my point that you
I know
that,
exactly
no,
how.
that actually help no
those
that actually
situations go
helps
down.
prove my point that you're not qualified. Okay? Because
I
real
know
people
what the response-
that are qualified would understand that they have no idea how they're going to act in a certain situation. Okay. Your confidence, okay, with absolutely no experience, your confidence with absolutely no experience shows how dangerous you actually are. Okay. So maybe, how about this? If you're actually going to try to use that thing for good at some fucking point in time, you should gain some fucking humility. Okay. That is the first thing that you should do. That is the first thing that you should do. The first thing you should do is have some fucking humility, and then maybe you might not. Then maybe you won't end up as a stain on the ground, which is most likely what's going to happen right now. Okay.
I dare someone to try. I dare someone.
Yeah. Dude. Anyone can talk.
Listen, I know what the human body.
Sir, every single person who's ended up as a stain on the ground, okay, that was carrying a gun, thought that they were a badass. Okay, every single dead guy, okay, was once a very confident gun owner. Okay, every single fucking one of them. Okay, I'm trying to tell you this for your sake. Okay, I'm trying to tell you this for your sake. Get a little fucking humility, and then maybe then maybe you'll survive if anything happens. Okay, maybe, but
do you know what happened in Traverse City,
sir?
Michigan,
I don't care.
About a month ago,
couldn't care less.
There was a mass.
Sir, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That a concealed carrier with a firearm stopped.
Yeah, congratulations. You want to name one thing? You want me to sit here and name every mass shooter in the United States that a good guy with a gun didn't stop, or a mass stabber in the United States that a good guy? Then I don't care.
Statistics are underreported.
The statistics are not underreported. Statistics are reported just fine. You just don't want to listen.
No, the statistics are underreported. But
all right, Paul Blart. I'm about done talking to you, dude.
You said that I was a danger to everyone.
You are.
Because I carry a gun,
you
right?
You are.
I know what the human body's response to stress in a situation like that is.
Yes, I am sure that fucking Orange Julius totally gets you, okay?
I know what...
Sir,
I know exactly what the
listen to me. Listen to me. You don't know fuck all. I need you to get that through your fucking head. No, be quiet.
You keep thinking
you don't know a goddamn thing, okay? And the second that you learn a little humility, you might actually be worth something, okay? But you don't know. You don't know shit, okay? You are literally the way you're talking right now is the best advocate. You are the best advocate for gun control in this country right now. Literally, you speaking right now. Okay.
Come and take my gun from me.
Sir,
I dare you to try.
Yeah, sir. You just sound like that dude in that video, like fucking, come kiss me for them. Smack my ass for my guns. That's what you sound like right now, okay?
Yep.
Yeah. You sound like you
show up.
Sir, you're not scary, bro. You're not scary. As nobody's scared for you.
Level 4 plates,
nobody's scared of you, okay? And nobody's trying to take your guns. Okay.
My plates are level 4, bro. What are yours?
Oh, okay. Anyways.
Take my gun away, bro.
Whatever you say, Paul Blart. Anyways, I'm going to move on to the next caller, okay?
Have fun.
All right. He's the problem. He is the reason why we have mass shootings. He's the reason why we don't have actual good gun laws in this country. He's the problem. I'm being serious. I'm being dead serious. Okay? It is always the people that sound like him. It is always the people that sound like him that end up as stains on the ground. Just being honest. Okay? It is always the people that sound like him. Because I know real people with like that have served and have real bodies. And they're the most humble people you ever talk to in your fucking life. Because they know what they can do. Okay? Because they're actually trained and they know what these weapons actually do. Okay? Real people that have that have real fucking experience never sound like that. Ever. I've talked to real people in this world who literally are just normal like people who unfortunately have been like concealed carrying and had to use their weapon for whatever reason. I have known people like that. They never talk like that. Ever. Ever. They're never that person. Even your normal guy, even your most two-way guy that carries all the time, never talks like that. Ever. That dude will end up. I pray that that Orange Julius that he works at never gets robbed. Okay? Truly. I truly do. Anyways, Spencer said that dude's just not a walking billboard for gun control. He's also a walking billboard for birth control. That's funny. Anyways, Dagger, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Oh shoot. Hold on. It's freaking, I gotta unlock it real quick before we move on to the next caller. Dagger, as one of the OGs, I just want to say that Elamanda W. Polly, while we are handing out L's to the Chiefs and the Cowboys, can hold these. Hell yeah. Fuck the Chiefs and fuck the Cowboys. 100%. And V, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. He said, love what you do, bro. Keep up the good, up the fight with Idiocracy. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Fox, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said, come on now. We know these people don't like logic. Hey, I try my best though. All right, I try my best. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have all my pay links in my bio, like you just saw the Dagger sent over on Venmo. I really appreciate that. Also, as you like to see, I have super chats open and all that fun stuff. Thank you so much for that too. We have super chats open and all that fun stuff too. So if you guys would like to send a message or whatever, I put them on the screen in between callers and we keep this thing going. So thank you guys so much for being here. But more importantly, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate y'all. Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
64.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, can I talk to you about guns?
No, thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Sorry, guys. Just let you guys know, I cut off the gun conversation after one every single time. Because if not, it's just the same thing over and over and over. It's just ridiculous. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. I think we were talking earlier, and I think the call got dropped.
It's insane.
Oh, you're the one that ran away earlier?
Oh, well, I didn't hang up, but I think the call got dropped. I mean, it'd be kind of funny if I ran away and then called you back. But
Yeah.
I was listening
No,
to...
anyways, call back another day. I've already talked to you. Hello, how are you?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
That doesn't matter.
Well, it does if you're going to be up here.
Oh, shit. Yo, you don't know shit, bro.
Cool, man. So how old are you?
Yeah, I don't think you know shit. I don't think you really know anybody.
Last
that's
chance. How old are you?
younger than you.
All right. Well, we'll just move on. I gave him 3 chances. I did give him 3 chances. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not, if we can't get through the first early question, I don't know what to tell you. Charles Henry, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. How old are you?
32.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Well, I support some policies of his.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I support him, like every single policy, but I support some of the things he does, sure.
Well, that's kind of weird.
Well, no, it's not weird at all. It actually makes sense. I mean, to support some things some people like and some things, and not support things people don't like, does that not make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that did you vote for him?
I did.
Awesome. So which part of the Epstein stuff is your favorite?
Well, the Epstein thing I think is terrible, and hopefully those files are released.
All right, gotcha.
I highly doubt they will. I highly doubt they will be. But the main reason I voted for him is mostly immigration and the economy, but it's mostly immigration.
Gotcha. So our economy is freaking wrecked right now. So that didn't work out very well for you, did it?
It's been wrecked for the last couple of years.
No, it hasn't, actually.
Well, it has.
Actually, it hasn't.
Yeah, how do you figure?
Well, because we literally had a record low unemployment rate. We literally had record job creation under the Biden administration, record stock market numbers. We had literally records on pretty much everything. And sir, I'm still talking.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, awesome. So we were actually in a place where we were actually recovering from our economy. And no, we have the best economy in the world? No, we had things like, We had friggin' sir, I'm still talking.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
promise I'll let you talk.
Sure,
How old you say you
sure.
were again?
32. My apologies.
You
Please
can't even let
continue.
I can't even get friggin' 15 seconds out?
My apologies. Please continue.
Okay. What I was saying is we still had things like, the cost of living problems that we obviously had, issues with. We had friggin' problems with like housing that we obviously had problems with, right? That's why Kamala Harris specifically laid out plans in her, in her policies in order to address those certain things. But see, now none of those things that we actually still had a problem with are fixed. And now our unemployment rate is the highest it's been in 4 years, right? We have the worst job creation numbers since COVID. So no, things are unequivocally worse than when Biden left office.
Yes, they are worse, but you can't make the claim in good faith that things were good last year or at any time under Biden.
Sure
You can't say that the economy was good, can you? Can
Sure.
you say that with a straight face?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, how?
Yeah, easily. So the economy was I think good is kind of subjective, right? Are you saying that it was good compared to what? Right? Are you saying it was?
Okay, sure,
Is it good compared to pre-COVID numbers? No, of course not. But this was the worst economic disaster since the 2008 recession. So I don't expect the economy to be pre-COVID numbers after a few years, right? It takes years and years and years and years and years to recover that, right?
Americans.
What?
Was it working for? What I'm saying is, I get what you mean when you say how could you define good. What I would basically say to that is, was it working for regular working day Americans? I mean, were they doing well financially? Were they able to purchase homes? Were they able to buy groceries at relatively cheap prices? Things like the day-to-day things that matter. Were they? I'm not saying they're good now because they're not, but were they good from 2020 to 2024?
Well, again, 2020 to 2024 is a big difference, right?
During Biden's term,
right? Well, but that's the thing. Like when Biden came into office, we were just beginning all of the negative effects of COVID, so things were horrible. Right? But they would have been horrible for whoever was president, right?
Correct.
Like that's just the way it was because COVID was a horrible economic disaster. By the time Biden left, we had the fastest recovery from COVID than any industrialized nation on the planet. Right? So
yeah, but
was it
the most robust country? Of course, we're going to have the fastest recovery. I mean, we have a very strong economy even in bad times, and yeah, it was robust, and it did recover. But that doesn't necessarily mean that people were they doing better? I guess you could say that, but were they doing well? Nobody thought that because if you looked at the polling numbers, people before when Trump and Kamala were debating, even after that debate where Kamala beat Trump and she effectively beat him in that debate, people were still saying they supported him more than her economically. I don't think he's doing a good job economically, but my point with that is that they were willing to support Trump even after he lost the debate because people were so depressed and not confident in what the last administration was doing with the economy.
Right, but you're making a differentiation in between how the economy was and how people felt. Okay? Because how people people feel doesn't truly have much to do with how things are, right? And here's an example I like to give all the time on this, okay? Every single year since the year 2000, poll numbers have shown that people have thought crime was going up. Okay.
Right.
Every single year, minus like 3 of those years, crime actually went down. Okay. So how people how people feel about crime isn't exactly how things actually are with crime, right? And that's the same thing, right? Like people probably felt very negatively. And again, I said we had cost of living issues, right? Like, of course we did.
It's not really an issue. I mean, it was substantial. I mean, things going up 20+% is that's substantial.
But things went up 20+% across the whole world.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying that other countries didn't suffer more than we did. I'm just simply saying that we didn't exactly have an awesome economy that was working for people. Look, they put their faith in Trump, who really has no idea what he's doing economically, because they felt terrible about what was going on under Biden. And like what you were saying with the comparison to crime, look, to me, that's an apples to oranges comparison because people can feel when their wallets are lighter. They just know. I mean, they know when they're doing well economically and not well.
No, sir, but whether their wallets are lighter or not doesn't directly mean whether people are doing well economically or not, or whether the country is doing economically or not. Okay? Because again, sir, like I said, the entire world went through inflation. Okay? Mm-hmm. The entire world had prices go up. Okay? Mm-hmm. So you're asking me to compare whether Biden was doing good. yes, with the situation that he was given, he did amazing. Okay, with the negative situation he was doing, he did fucking amazing. Okay, if you're comparing that to pre-COVID, of course it's not going to feel amazing because pre-COVID things, okay, are less expensive than post-COVID things. Like that's just a natural reaction. But you're saying you support Trump now, okay, and economically right now, Donald Trump is making the economy unequivocally worse than when he took office.
Well, I wouldn't say he's specifically making it worse. We're still feeling effects. When with all the things that they did with COVID, the world is still going to feel the effects from that for years and years and years. I mean, the 2008 crash really started in the mid 90s, and it didn't actually, the bubble, so to speak, didn't pop until 2008. We still have yet to really feel the ramifications of trillions of dollars being printed. God knows how much bottleneck, of supplies and shipments not being able to go through and everything. And God knows how many people losing jobs and then getting those jobs back. And again, not mentioning just rampant inflation. I'm not saying it's Biden's fault. I'm not even saying it's Trump's fault. It's really just kind of the world's fault for how it reacted. But I guess, look, I'm not really disagreeing with you that Trump is not doing a good job with the economy, but I don't think you can say in good faith that the economy was doing well.
I personally can. Yeah, I have zero problem saying the economy was doing well.
You have zero problem saying it was doing well?
Zero problem.
Well, look, most people simply disagree.
But I disagree with you because I talk to people all day long, and literally that's just not true.
Polling showed. That's
yeah. I'm sure polling showed that, sir. But again, let me ask you a question. How were you doing? How were you doing economically? Like, were you starving? Were you not able to eat or not afford anything or anything like that?
I have a job where I make a relatively decent living.
So you were doing just fine.
I'm doing okay.
Okay, cool. No, and that's a perfect example. Okay, because hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
Sure.
So I just want to be clear. I've had this conversation with hundreds of people. Okay, hundreds of people who told me the economy was doing poorly. Okay, under the Biden administration, hundreds. Okay, I've been doing this for years. Okay, of all of those people. Do you want to guess how many of the people that have told me that the economy was doing horrible said they were doing poorly in under the Biden administration?
How many?
Zero. 0 people in 2 years have told me that they were doing negatively. Okay? But it's always other people are doing horribly. The economy was bad for everyone else, but it wasn't bad for me. I have this good job. I have whatever. I have this. I have that. Blah. Whatever it is, right? You said you have a good job. You make 6 figures, and that's fine, right? I'm totally like that's totally cool. I believe you.
I'm just trying to follow what's your exact
what I'm saying, sir, is everybody feels like the economy is doing bad for everybody else, but it wasn't doing bad for anybody.
Well, look. Okay. You can talk to hundreds or thousands of people, and that's still somewhat of an anecdote because it's not accounting for millions of people in polling data.
You're right. But again, it's not that polling data doesn't say I'm doing poorly. Okay? There is no polling data that says I'm doing poorly.
No, but what polling data does show is that the economy was always the number one issue that people were concerned with. And if the economy is doing good, in my opinion, I don't maybe have necessarily a poll to prove this, but if the economy is doing good, it's probably not ranking as the number one issue because when something's an issue, it usually means there's a problem.
No.
And if it's not an issue, people aren't going to vote or rather say that is their number one issue. It's always the economy.
It is always the economy, sir. Whether the economy is doing good or the economy is doing bad, the economy is always the number one thing that people vote on. Okay, but the Wall Street Journal, which again, by a right-leaning publication, okay, said at the end of Biden's term that the economy was that Biden was giving the economy to Trump. That was the envy of the world. Okay, all of our economic data.
We're America.
No, sir. You say we're America, right? But that's not how it works. Actually, because our economy, because our economy is so hard that is so huge and complex and all sorts of, it actually makes it a little bit harder for us to actually recover from things like this, not easier. Okay, but regardless, we had an economy that was the envy of the world. Okay, all of our economic stats and data.
Well, when have we not had that?
Sir, all of our economic stats and data.
When, look,
Sir,
when
sir,
have we
sir,
not
sir,
had the
sir,
economy
sir,
that-
sir,
Tell me
sir.
that.
Huh?
You said it was the end of the world. When
2008.
have we had an economy? Yeah, but what was every other country
2009,
not suffering during that
2010.
time?
Not like we
Yeah,
were.
were they not suffering?
Not
during
like
that
we
time?
were.
Everyone was ebbing and flowing.
Not
when
like we
America
were.
Suffers the entire. Yes, they were. Yes,
No, they weren't,
were.
because not every country
Yes,
had a
they
housing
were.
bubble pop like we did.
So then, which country was the envy of the world at that time?
Sir, I don't know which country was the envy of the world. Okay. But regardless
Okay,
of
if
any
you
of
don't
that,
know, that's fair, but I'm
regardless of
saying-
any of that, sir, I would like to finish my point.
Sure.
Okay, awesome. We had all of our economic data was showing that we were doing well. Again, very low unemployment rate, very good. Record high job creation, amazing. People were working. Unemployment rate was very good, right? People were working. Median household income was rising. People's 401ks were quadrupling. Okay. Again, I understand that people saw prices being higher. Okay. And when people's prices are getting higher, okay, people say, "Oh, I was spending I was spending $100 on this amount of groceries last year. Now I'm spending $200 on these groceries this year. So things are worse." Okay, I understand
yeah,
that,
but-
and I'm not making the argument to say that that's not true or that people's feelings aren't even necessarily true. Okay, because people's feelings do have an ability on things. Okay, but to say our economy wasn't good when literally it wasn't that fucking bad by the time we had
Well,
fucking
can
left.
I-
Could it have been better? I'm not sure it could have been better. To be completely honest with you.
Here's the thing about that. The economy, some people were doing better, right? Yes, some people probably were. But the prices rose not for just the people who were doing better. They rose for everyone. So the grocery prices rose for people who were more poor now than they were 5 years ago, whether it was through just the economy or their own personal circumstance. And grocery prices are more expensive now for people who are doing better now than 5 years ago. So everyone felt the negative effects of the economy, and some people felt better effects of the economy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand all of that, sir. But regardless of any of that, right now, Donald Trump has the highest unemployment rate in 4 years. Okay.
Correct.
We had June was the first month of negative job creation in the United States since everyone shut down for COVID. Okay. Inflation
Right.
is on the rise. Okay.
Well, yeah. But
Economically, Donald Trump is simply and unequivocally doing worse than Biden. It's just period.
What is the inflation number?
It's just period. I think it was 2.7, 2.8 last time I saw it.
Right, and what did it peak under Biden? 9%?
No, not what did it peak, sir? We know that it
Well, why-
peaked under Biden because of COVID, because the world's inflation rate went to over 10%. Okay.
Yeah, but again, it was still under his administration. I'm not saying
Sir,
it's his
sir, I'm
fault,
sorry.
but under his administration.
Unlike
Well,
you, I don't blame everything. Like, let me ask you. So, sir,
No,
so
I'm not blaming.
No, you are though. You're saying
misinterpreting
it's
what I'm
under
saying.
his
I'm not saying
administration,
it's
so
his-
he's
no, I'm not saying
responsible.
it's his fault. I'm saying it happened during his time.
Okay, so and COVID
I'm
happened
not
under
saying
Donald
he
Trump,
did-
so we should blame him for that?
Oh no, you're missing my point. I'm not blaming Biden. I'm just saying that that happened during the Biden administration. It wasn't his administration's fault that the inflation was that high, but at that time, during him being the it was his administration, inflation skyrocketed and people felt it, and they wrongly blamed Biden. It wasn't his administration's fault. But my point is at that time when he was president, people were getting hammered economically, and they bounced back.
So
a little
what?
bit. Yeah, sure, but
So what?
What do you mean? So what? Is
So
that
what?
not significant?
No, it's not. No, sir. Maybe you're confused about what conversation we're having right now. Okay, and maybe we need to level set in order to get this conversation like to any type of point. Okay, above my head it says, "Why do you support Trump?" Okay.
Okay, yeah, you know what?
Okay,
That's fair. Yeah,
cool.
We did
So,
go off the rails.
why do we
Yeah, that's
support
fair.
Trump? Trump is worse for the economy than Biden. Okay? So, yes, it matters what Biden did and what Biden didn't do, what Biden caused and what Biden didn't cause. Okay? Yes,
see,
that
I-
is
I
what
just-
we're talking
yeah.
about. So, at the end of Biden's term, when Biden recovered us from COVID, our economy was doing great in comparison to the rest of the world, and in the subtext of it being post-COVID, our economy was doing great. Now Donald Trump is president. His policies that he is implementing are negatively affecting our economy, okay, in a horrific way. All right. So I'm asking you why you support Trump.
Well, again, the main reason I support Trump is the immigration policy. I never supported anyone in terms of the economy. It really hasn't. I haven't seen any politician that I thought did a particularly good job. So my personal thing is mostly tied to immigration.
Awesome. So let me ask you this question: how could you possibly vote for immigration more than a destroyed economy?
Well, because I don't think the economy is destroyed. I mean, unless you want to say it was destroyed during the last several years, it really isn't destroyed. I mean, people aren't doing well.
Let me rephrase it.
It's not destroyed.
Let me rephrase that. Okay. How can you be more worried about immigration, okay, than an economy that is being incredibly negatively affected, okay, and is being pushed down directly by Donald Trump's policies? How is the economic effects of Donald Trump's policies not more important to you than immigration?
Well, because again, there's no politician that I've seen that really made me feel like, oh, they are actually going to do a good job for the economy, because I have never seen it in my lifetime. Bush wasn't good for the economy. Obama wasn't good for the economy. Trump in the first term, excuse me?
Yes, Obama was good for the economy.
I disagree. I mean, I think all of these presidents, I think the economy does well in spite of these presidents and the governments making terrible decisions for the economy.
Yeah, so here's what happened. 2008 recession, housing bubble pop, okay?
Right.
Horrible for the U.S. economy. Obama gets into presidency in horrific 14% unemployment rate, just fucking horrible job numbers. By the time he leaves and Trump takes over, humming economy, records on every single fucking economic number, okay? Just absolutely screaming and getting better every single year. That's good for the economy, okay? Donald Trump comes in. But hold on. I'm not finished. Donald Trump comes in, puts in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Every economist said that we were headed towards a recession due to his policies. Bad for the economy. Okay, COVID happens, saves him from that recession because of COVID, but still puts us through a very negative effect because of COVID. Biden comes in all of the negative, recovers us to the envy of the world by the time he leaves. So it's not presidents are all bad for the economy. Democrats are just unequivocally good for the economy, and Republicans are just unequivocally bad for the economy. The last 10 recessions in this country have happened under Republicans.
Here's the thing. If the record was that bad for them, then they would not be able to win elections like Trump just won the last one in a landslide. It'd be very evident.
Can.
People would. No, they wouldn't.
Sir, why do you think reality,
under the Democrats, and they would always vote for them?
I think you're very confused on how people get elected. Okay.
Okay. Well,
people do not get elected in this country based off what is the best policy for this country. Okay. That's not true. People are elected in this country
based on a record.
People get elected in this country based off of a popularity contest. Okay, who's best in front of camera? Who can say the things that makes people happy? Okay, that is what it is. Donald Trump walked up there and just says crazy shit. Okay, and he gets fucking elected. Does that mean the shit he's saying has any logic? No. Does it mean it's the best policy for the United States? Absolutely not. Okay, but it makes people feel good, and honestly, he says these nice little quips that freaking make people fucking happy, and so he gets elected. Okay, but the best policies, okay, are boring.
Yeah, but he also lost an election. So I mean, he won and then lost and then won.
Yes, he lost. He won against a woman, the first ever woman to freaking to run on a major party candidacy in the United States. He then ran against a white male and then won. And then lost, and then immediately ran against another woman, the first black male to ever run on a major party candidacy, and then freaking won again. Donald Trump just beats women in this country because, well then I mean, you make you make that judgment if you want, huh?
Well, I mean, then the only blame you could put on that would be the Democrats. My argument.
I'm not a Democrat. I really couldn't give a shit what blame you put on the.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying my argument for that would be just pick a better candidate.
Yeah, the argument here is, and again, you're getting off topic. Okay. Is that how could immigration be more important to you than bad economic policy?
Well, again, because the immigration, well, you know, I'll answer it this way. Look, would you understand if a woman said that abortion was the biggest issue to her, but it's not as big of an issue as the economy?
I'm sorry, I don't understand your question.
Well, my question is, I'm saying if somebody told you, hey, the biggest reason for me for voting for a certain candidate was because they I'm passionate about abortion and they have views on abortion that I agree with, and would you say to them, well, look, abortion isn't as important as the economy? Like, are you only going to?
No, I would ask you why abortion is more important to you than the economy, just like I'm asking you why immigration is more important to you than the economy.
Well,
because to me personally, abortion access in this country is more important to the economy. So to me personally, I could very easily explain to you why, in my opinion, okay, that abortion is more important than the economy. That's me. But I'm not asking me. I'm asking you why immigration is more important to you than the economy. You see how that works?
Yes, because immigration is something that I think is actually relatively easily fixable versus the economy, which is extremely complicated. And again, I don't see any politician that I think can really cure these problems that we have. We're so indebted and stuff that there's just no way that any president's really going to fix that. But in terms of immigration, that's actually relatively easily fixable, unless it gets really bad, which unfortunately it did. But that's something that you can actually put some policies down, and yeah, you can effectively close the border and deport people who shouldn't because they're here illegally. Those things you can literally see tangible effects of those policies. Where an economy, it's unbelievably complicated. And again, I don't mean to keep sounding like a broken record, but I haven't seen any politician that really seemed to do a good job with the economy.
Clinton balanced the budget. Obama recovered us from the recession. Anyways, regardless of any of that, sir, Democrats have time.
He started that bubble that happened.
Time and again, the Democrats have shown that they can handle the fucking economy. Okay, so literally this whole idea of like, oh, it's too complicated. First of all, if you think that the economy is too complicated for your candidate, then you probably should get a new candidate. Okay, just to
not my candidate, every candidate.
No, your candidate, because I have complete and utter faith in the 90s. Because I have complete and utter faith. Because I have complete and utter faith that Kamala Harris.
He started the housing bubble.
Yeah, I again have complete and utter faith that Kamala Harris could have handled the economy just the way that Biden handled the economy very, very well. So that's just your candidate.
Nobody else did. If they did, she would have won.
No, she wouldn't have, sir, because again, I don't know how many more times I have to repeat this to you because it's really getting exhausting.
Well, you can say that, but you saying it doesn't make it true.
No, it does make it true, sir. You just keep repeating the same thing. Biden recovered the U.S. economy faster than any other nation on the planet.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. I'm not asking your opinion. Okay, so if the economy mattered, sir, if the actual, if the actual recovery of the economy was actually the truth and what was good, then Kamala Harris would have won. That's not the case, okay? Because people don't vote with facts, people vote with feelings, okay? And your feelings have nothing to do with it. All you're saying is people feel this, people feel that, people feel this, people feel that, and that's fine, sir. People can people can feel all sorts of shit. It doesn't make one president
felt the economic
sir,
which is
but
why
it doesn't make somebody better. Okay,
I'm not.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't make Kamala Harris is still better at the economy, and people can still feel that she's worse. Okay, and she can still be better. Okay. So when I say Kamala Harris is better for the economy, sir, when I say that she's better at the economy, I'm not saying that people felt like she was better at the economy. I'm saying she was better at the economy.
Would have
if
felt
they have
it
no, they wouldn't have.
Feel the effects of a positive economy.
Yes, just like people feel the effects of crime in their neighborhoods, but yet every single fucking year, people it's not that people feel like crime is going up, even though crime is going down. Do you think people don't feel the effects of crime?
Depending on the area, but if you're somebody watching the news in Nebraska and you see a ton of crime, news about crime in New York City, you're going to think, yeah, crime's going up, and it might very well not, be going up. But the economy, everybody feels it. Period.
Yeah. Whether you read the news or not. But yet, but you're saying there's no effect on people watching the news and hearing what the effects on the economy are when even you, admittedly, did just fucking fine. And all the hundreds of people that I talked to also did just fucking fine.
Again,
But
that's
you're,
anecdotal.
but you're
You, by your own
but
admission,
sir,
it's
but
anecdotal. You
you're
admit it.
telling me that for everyone else, it was bad. Okay, because you heard
that's
it
what
on the
data
news.
showed. I mean,
Because
that's what it
you
was.
heard it on the news, just like people heard it on the news about the crime, because you heard it on the news and you voted with your feelings.
Watching inflation skyrocket is not me hearing it on the news. It's actually the reality that people are living in.
Oh my
But
God.
again,
Now,
I mean,
see, now
we're-
you're just going
we're
back
talking-
into circles because Biden didn't cause the inflation because we went through a whole world inflation. So therefore, literally, again, you're saying that you're feeling a thing about an inflation that had nothing to do with the president. Therefore, the president, again, has no effect on that. Therefore, you're putting your feelings towards it. Dude, we've already been through this part. Okay?
No, but
I get it. I get it,
that's
sir.
not
Sir,
feelings. I mean,
sir, I get it. I understand. Okay? I get it.
what do you understand?
I understand that you're just that you're just you're set on this thing thinking that for some reason that who's better for the economy somehow automatically wins elections.
No,
Okay,
I
and
never said
it's
that. That's
just
what I'm
not
saying.
fucking true. Okay, Biden was great
I
for the
didn't say it
economy.
was
Donald
true.
Trump was shit for the economy, but yet Donald Trump still won. Okay, and that's
Yeah,
totally
but
fine.
again,
My
that's
question
just-
for you
that's
was,
just
sir,
simply
my
not
question
true.
for you,
Sure, okay,
my
sure.
question for you was why you care more about immigration than you do about the economy. And your answer is I think that I don't know, maybe you just don't understand the economy enough, and that's totally fine. I'm totally okay with that.
What was my answer? What was my answer?
Oh, that you don't feel that any president can fix anything, but again, that's again a lack of
But- and
understanding
then
of the
other part
economy.
my other part of the answer was the immigration issue can be fixed, and evidently it was.
All right, and what did it need to
under
be
Trump,
fixed?
and well, the fact that there were millions of people coming into the country illegally.
And how do you
the
think we should
Biden
fix that?
administration- By basically allowing the policies that were under Trump the first term, with the remain in Mexico, and he wasn't perfect on the border. Don't get me wrong; there were still people that came in, but he was a light year better than Biden and by extension Harris. I mean,
let's be hold on. Let's be very clear.
They purposely let those people into the country.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't ask you how Trump did, because let's be very clear, the Remain in Mexico policy only dealt with legal migration and nothing to do with illegal migration. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but when-
hold
yeah, but when
on.
people claim
So I'm
asylum-
asking you what you wanted done to fix the border.
Right, which would be add extra border security,
Okay.
prevent all these people from coming in legally,
Sure.
and now deport the people who came in illegally,
Okay.
and deport them to wherever they came in illegally from.
Gotcha. So you think that we should add more Border Patrol agents?
Well, I mean, if it's needed, I don't know the exact amount of Border Patrol agents that are needed. I'm saying we probably needed to have stronger border security.
Okay, well, I'm saying, how else do you have more border security if you don't have more Border Patrol agents to be able to patrol the border?
Well, yeah, I mean, that could be one aspect.
Okay,
of it,
no,
of
I'm
course,
just saying,
we needed
I'm
to,
not
yeah.
asking you if that's the whole thing. I'm asking you if that's one aspect of it.
Probably, yeah.
Okay,
sure.
cool. What about like better like equipment, better technology, all this sort of stuff for like Border Patrol? Do you think that would be helpful?
What are you saying? Do they need up-to-date technology?
Yeah, like more up to date
I mean,
technology.
probably.
Yeah, maybe more
Sure.
drones, maybe more cameras, maybe more ATVs.
Whatever
I don't know.
they
I'm not a Border
presumably
Patrol
need to
agent. All
keep
that
the
stuff.
Border to keep it secure, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Also, what about the wall? What do you feel about the wall?
Like the fact that it was never built. I
No,
mean,
do you
I
think
wish the
do you think we
wall
should
was
build a
built.
wall?
If it's practical, sure. I mean, I'd like to build one where it can actually be practically built.
Okay, cool. Well, all right. So we have more Border Patrol agents, more technology, more money towards the border. I'm assuming because that has to go with more people and more technology. So
Right.
I assume you agree with that. The border wall. Okay, that's the thing. What about like more like administrative personnel, right? Like more people to help process people so we can deport people faster. More judges to see like asylum cases and stuff like that, so we can make sure the people that are supposed to be here. More people to run background checks. More judges. More all of that stuff, so that we can actually because there's a lot of background. It's not just detain somebody and and get rid of them. Like there's processing, there's admin, there's all that sort of stuff to it. So what about like more people like that? Do you think that would be an effective part of the plan too?
I mean, assuming they're actually going to enforce it, sure.
All right. What about limits on the amount of people that are allowed to come in? Like even for like legal immigration, right? Like for like asylum seekers or people on visas and like all that sort of stuff. Put limits on it and be like, like we're only going to allow like this many people. I mean, obviously, like, our country can't just take in everybody, right? So like maybe put limits on the amount of people that are allowed to come into the country, like, for asylum and for other, various visa programs.
Right. So you're trying to lead me into saying I should have supported Biden's border bill. Is that your big?
I'm not leading you into anything, sir. I'm just asking you a question.
Is that what you were going to try to do? Because
I'm just.
I
sir, I'm sorry. Was there a Biden border bill that had all of that stuff in it?
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is they acted.
Oh
like
wow,
they
I didn't know
couldn't
about
do
that. Why don't you
anything
tell me about it?
Well, let me explain.
Well, tell me all about this bill. I'm curious.
Well, sure. What the Biden administration did, and I will admit it, it's clever of them to do this. They told us for years there was no problem at the border. The border was secure. Biden said it. Harris said it. Both the press secretaries said it. They constantly gaslit the American people and told everyone the border
sir,
secure,
this is a whole
don't
bunch of
worry
stuff
about it.
that's
And,
not telling me about this
let me-
bill.
I'm
Why don't,
getting
yeah, sir,
right to the
I
point.
could
I'm
care
getting
less
right to
about
the
all
point.
this. I want to hear about this bill.
Well, you should care because it leads.
No,
right
you're
to the
just
bill.
telling me.
So
You're,
explain.
again, sir. You're
It
just telling me
leads to
about
the
your.
bill. I'm literally
Sir,
gonna tell you
you're
about
just
it
telling
right
me
now.
about your feelings. I don't care about your feelings. I just want to know about this bill.
Well, it's not my feelings. It's what
You are.
they
You're
said,
like,
and
oh,
you
they
can-
gaslit me
you're
and this and
writing
that,
it
blah
off
blah blah.
because you
I'm
know
not.
you
I don't
can't
really care about all
counter
that.
this
I'm
point.
just truly asking.
Well,
like-
you don't care about it because you can't counter.
Well, no,
this
sir,
point.
because
That's
I'm
why you
not
don't
because
care.
I don't sit there and whine about the government gaslighting me. I'm just asking a question.
Well, maybe you should start doing that because it's an issue. But
Well,
regard-
Donald
you can
Trump, sir, if
pretend
you
you're
cared about
just asking
gaslighting,
questions.
if you cared about
Well, do
gaslighting,
you
Donald
want me
Trump
to
gets on
answer?
stage and gaslights every day. Do you really want me to freaking like
I
you want to
agree.
really do a
I
comparison on
agree.
that?
And do you want me to answer the question?
I would love for you to. What's up with this bill?
So then what they did was they waited until the tail end of the election, to the election year, and then they said, hey, look, we're coming up with this bill that of course they knew wouldn't pass. And then they would say when it, if it didn't pass, they'd say, wow, well, the Republicans wouldn't let it pass. I guess they don't want a secure border, when all they had to do was just enforce the laws that were already there under Trump. And this bill was never needed. It was political theater. It was such a
Sir,
joke.
how long after
And
the Biden?
that's-
Let me ask you a question. How long after the Biden administration got into office did they propose their first border bill?
I believe it was 2021 or 2022.
6 days.
Okay.
The
so
first
2021.
immigration bill under the Biden administration happened 6 days after Biden
Right.
took office.
And
And it
yes,
was shut down
and
by
look at what
Republicans. But
they
let's be
did.
very clear.
They-
But sir, that bill that you're talking about at the tail end in 2023, who wrote that bill?
I don't know the name of the exact guy who wrote it. I don't remember.
Do you have an idea of who he is?
He was one of the top Republicans? Was it McCarthy? Was that his name? Or I
It
don't
was
really
Senator
remember.
Langford. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And when polled about this bill, what was the
Mm-hmm.
Republican support on that bill in the Senate?
I don't remember. I'm assuming it was high.
Yeah, I mean, I think 100% is pretty high. What do you think?
Was it 100%?
It was 100%. Yeah, it was only about 90% of Democrats that supported the bill. Okay.
Right.
But it was 100% of Republicans. 100% of Republicans supported the bill that
For what?
Republicans wrote. That makes sense, right? Because
It's a
Republicans
terrible
wrote
bill.
it.
I don't care if they support it. It doesn't matter. It was a terrible bill.
And how was it a terrible bill?
By the fact that the bill's acting like they couldn't do, like the Biden administration had no control over the border, and they just acted.
Well,
like,
I'm sorry.
I don't know how
I'm
we
sorry.
let these millions of people in.
Hold
Then
on,
they're
sir.
like,
Hold
oh,
on.
we can pass this bill.
Sir. Stop. I didn't ask you whether you thought the Biden administration should have done something prior. I agree also the Biden administration probably could have done something prior. I'm asking you what was wrong with the bill.
What was wrong with the bill was the fact that it didn't need to exist because it already could have been fixed.
Gotcha.
Without that
So
bill.
how do
Trump
we get money to
effectively
the
did it with just executive orders?
Yeah. So how do we get money to the border for more agents and more border patrol and money for the wall and all this stuff through executive orders?
Right, by passing a bill.
Well, no. You just said we could do it all through executive orders, right? So all of the things that were listed out in that bill that I asked you about that you agreed to were good things: more money for the border, more technology for the border, more border patrol agents, the wall, the judges, the admin staff, like all of those things, okay, require money. Okay, so therefore, since executive orders have zero ability to appropriate money, how were any of those things supposed to be? Sir, you haven't heard my question yet. You're answering before you heard my question. So how are any of those things that require money supposed to happen through executive action if executive actions can't appropriate money?
Because, dude, it's political theater. I'll explain.
No. I don't want to hear your explanation of why it's political theater. I want you to explain to me how all of the things that were in that. Listen, sir. Listen. All of the things that you agreed were good things require money. And since executive orders can't appropriate money, then I want you to explain to me how I'm supposed to get all of these things that help Border Patrol without money.
This is such a disingenuous argument. I think
it is not a disingenuous argument, sir. It's an argument you don't like. It's an argument you don't like because there was 3 different immigration bills, sir. There was 3 different immigration bills that happened under the Biden administration. Okay, 3 separate ones. Okay, one of which was written by a Republican. Okay, but see, and see that third one that you're talking about was stopped specifically by Donald Trump, who called the Senate and told them not to pass the bill.
Right.
Because if they passed the bill, then Biden would be able to claim that he fixed the border, and then Donald Trump wouldn't be able to run on how bad the border is. Because Donald Trump knew he didn't actually have any policy, right? So instead of actually trying to get good policy, he would rather just run on how bad Biden's border was. And people like you fell for it, and I totally understand. Okay.
No, you can be condescending, but you're wrong.
I'm not wrong in any way, shape, or form, sir. I am condescending, okay? I am very condescending because you're sitting here trying to pretzel yourself out of a whole bunch of things that you said were good, okay? Just to try to defend Trump. But go ahead.
Well, do you want me to explain? Well, let me ask you a question. I mean, why was the Biden administration, why was it such a disaster with the border, but it wasn't a disaster under Trump's first term?
Yeah, easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the destabilization of the Northern Triangle due to COVID.
Are you kidding me?
Sir,
that's your answer?
Okay,
you
awesome.
have to be kidding.
Okay, cool. What's the Northern Triangle?
So you think so?
Sir,
you think that
sir. What's the Northern Triangle?
Explain.
No, what's the Northern Triangle? Answer that question. I'll let you explain whatever you want. What's the Northern Triangle?
No, you're trying to put.
Sir, answer the question, and I will literally give you 1 full minute interrupted if you answer the question. What is the Northern Triangle?
It's several countries in Central America.
Which ones?
Let me think. I know one of them is Honduras. I don't remember the other 2.
Okay. I just wanted to hear that you didn't know what the Northern Triangle was before you told me, are you kidding me? You are so wrong. You don't even know what I fucking said. So anyways, but continue.
I mean, which ones is it? Because it is Honduras, is it not?
Honduras is one, but go ahead. I told you I'd give you an uninterrupted time. Go ahead.
No, I don't remember the other ones. I mean,
I don't need you to. Just get on with your point, dude.
So my point is that you're acting like all these people just couldn't get through during Trump's like they how do I explain like okay, let me reverse it. Like Biden's administration just couldn't stop all these people from coming in illegally. It's completely absurd. It was by design. They wanted those people in here.
How many people came in
so they could make them citizens, so they could get their votes?
How many people? Well, first of all, 2 things.
But this is what it is.
2 things. 1, how many undocumented immigrants came in under the Biden administration?
That's an awesome question because nobody really knows.
You're right. What's the projected numbers?
We'll never really know.
What's the projected numbers?
Projected numbers I've seen as low as 6, as high as 15.
Yeah, the actual projected numbers are between 1.5 and 2 million. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a complete nonsense.
Yeah, it's not complete nonsense. Those are the numbers. Those are actually the numbers from Customs and Border Protection, and also confirmed by multiple independent agencies.
Look, the Democrats didn't even say 2 million because they know.
I don't give a fuck what the Democrats said. I'm not a Democrat. I don't go off of what. I don't go off of what the Democrats say. I don't.
No one.
Sir, I don't go off of what the Democrats say. I go off of what the data says.
But the Democrats were defending that.
I don't give a fuck what the Democrats are saying. I'm going off of what the data says. And the data says about 1.7 million.
Yeah, no, that's not true. If it's true, then they would have been saying only 2 million people came across, only 1.7 million. But they didn't do that because nobody.
I don't care what they did, sir. Sir, what are you confused here, sir? Can you listen? Can you please try to listen to me just for once in this conversation? Can you please try to listen to me?
Okay. The entire time.
Okay, awesome. I don't give a fuck what people are saying. I care what the data says. Okay? I don't give a shit if Democrats and Republicans and independents and someone in the fucking Green Party and my dog and fucking 18 people from fucking Argentina all said there was 100 million people. I don't care. Okay. I care about what the data says, and the data from Customs and Border Protection, along with data from people like the Pew Research Center, the Center for Immigration Studies, and multiple other people that study immigration. And that's all they do. Independent agencies, including independent immigration agencies from outside of the United States that have absolutely no political standing whatsoever, all agree that the number of undocumented immigrants that entered the United States under the Biden administration is the average shows about 1.6 to 1.7 million, but there are some outliers between 1.5 and 2 million. Okay. Now what you're confusing that number with, okay, is the number of border encounters.
That's
right?
What you're
but
say.
Border encounters are not how many people are actually in the United States. Those are just the amount of people that were stopped or noticed by Border Patrol, okay? The majority of which were either deported or they had a claim to legal status in the United States. Okay, therefore they are tracked. They have had background checks. They go through the court system exactly how they're supposed to be because they are legal in the United States. I don't care about people who came here legally, except for the fact that we should have limits on those that amount of people, which again would have happened under the Langford bill. Okay, I don't care about people that we've background checked and allowed in the United States, and I sure as hell don't give a shit about the people that showed up and we deported. Okay, so I don't care about encounters and I don't care about apprehensions. I care about the amount of people that are currently in the United States that are illegally here. All right, and that is the number of that.
How many is that are here illegally?
In the total United States?
Yeah.
About 11.5 to 12 million people.
Right, and how many do you? And so you only you think that during the 4 years of the Biden administration? Just want to be clear. You're saying that they're saying only 1.7 to 2 million or 2.4 million?
Under the Biden administration, between 1.5 and 2 million. Around average about 1.6, 1.7.
Yeah, I mean that it's complete nonsense. I mean, any data you show me, I'd love to see it because I have heard absolutely literally nothing like that from anyone, even people who were, adamant defenders of the border. Even they openly admitted that millions upon millions of people entered. I've never once heard this only 2 million number. No one's ever said this because it's nonsense.
Entered, yes. I don't agree with you that they entered. There is a difference between entering and being here. See, it's all about this is what the right-wing media did, okay? And they did it very, very extensively, and they did it very well. 10 million people have crossed the border. Well, yeah, 10 million people probably did cross the border. But are they still here? No. Okay. Were they detained by Border Patrol? Yes. Were they background checked and let in? Were they deported? Yes. Were 685,000 people deported just at the southern border just last year? Yes. Okay. We have those fucking numbers. All right. So the number of people that crossed the border is not the same as the number of people that are in the United States. Okay, that is just a number that is big and huge, and everybody can fucking get all upset about and angry and talk about how immigration is the worst thing on the planet because they use these giant numbers that are just truly non-existent.
Well, no, those numbers are true. I mean, when you say it's whatever it was, 10 million encounters, that is correct. It was 10 million encounters. But again, I have yet to see anyone who's actually made the case that they're saying it's only 1.5 to 2 million. Because again, if that was the case, then Democrats who wanted to defend Biden's border bill would have said, I'm not saying that you care what Democrats saying, but what I'm saying is if it was only 1.5 to 2 million that entered, Democrats would have said, hey, only 1.5 to 2 million entered, not the 10 million.
Let's just say it was 4 million. Let's just say it was 4 million. How about this? Let's just say it was 5 million for fun. Okay. Right. Let's just say it was 5 million. Let's just say it was 5 million.
5 million what?
How does that 5 million undocumented immigrants enter the country? Let's just say that for fun. Okay. How does that negatively affect you?
Well, I mean, they're coming into my country. They're not allowed.
That doesn't negatively affect you. I said, how does it negatively affect you?
Well, does something have to personally affect me for me to care?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna say you care about it more than the economy, which does personally affect you, then yeah, I would assume so.
Right. And I already explained before, because I don't see any president that could actually do a good, decent
Gotcha.
job with the
So
economy.
it doesn't affect you at all, and you just care about it, even though it doesn't affect you. Okay, well, that's fair.
Well, look, I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, I would say so. It doesn't,
I
like,
personally vote on
personally
things that affect
me.
me. That's me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's great.
Like that's
great
me.
that you
I
do
personally
that,
vote
and I
on things that affect
things
me
matter. I
and
vote
this
on
country
countries
negatively,
having,
right?
you know, sovereign laws.
Yeah, well, we do have sovereign laws, sir, but I didn't ask you about having sovereign laws, okay? Like I asked you how it affects you. And personally, just me, I like personally care about things that affect us, perfect America, perfect, you know, that affect us and like, you know, as a whole, right? But I mean, if you just want to vote for things that don't fucking matter, I guess then that's totally fine.
Well, it does matter. I mean, you saying it doesn't affect me personally is a different argument from does it matter? It absolutely does matter. People can't just come into the country illegally. That affects the countries. It affects it in a negative way. You can't just write that off. You can't just say it doesn't matter. I mean, are you really going to say it doesn't matter?
Well, I mean, it matters a little bit, but not in a matter. It affects us a little bit, but not in a. I mean, it matters a little bit, but not in a way that I would freaking make it my #1 voting thing.
Well, I mean, look, that's fine that you feel that way, but there's a reason it's the #2 issue in the country is because people recognize that there's a real problem at the border, and it
no.
I mean, no. I mean,
again, sir, I don't know how many times we have to go over the same thing. Okay, I truly don't know how many times we have to go over the same thing. Just because it's an issue to people doesn't make it an issue. Okay, but anyways, here's 2.2. I found some new data, updated data, which I tried to find the one that actually like truly gave you the best possible numbers for immigration. I found one that affect you the most right here, and that shows about 2.2. That was the best I can find for you.
I mean, yeah, you can say that it's the best for me, but I'm sure you're doing it to bolster your own argument. I don't buy.
Sure, if I could bolster my own argument, I could pull up one that says 1.5 like immediately.
Yeah, but you're pulling.
I'm pulling up one that best
you know
fits
it's a low
you.
number relative to the other numbers that.
All right, sir. Then tell me where I can find one that contradicts that. I will gladly pull it up. If you have a better one, that supports your argument, since I tried to support your argument, but you don't like that. Okay, then why don't you show me where I can find one that better supports you?
Again, look, I'm not an expert in this field. I can't just pull up any of these articles. I don't really know how many truly are there because nobody really knows. And you can say, well, they've said it's only 2.1, it's only 1.7, and then you were saying you're going to be generous to me and said you found the best one, that's 2.1. All right, well, you also proved that one article says 1.7, another one says 2.1, so there could be a whole wide variety.
Yeah, you said minimum 6.
Excuse me? Yeah, because
you said minimum 6. So I'm so sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. You don't get to when I pull up one that's freaking. I say between 1.5 and 2 million, and I pull up one that says 2.2. That's over me. That's admitting I was wrong. I was like, okay, cool. I found one that showed that I was wrong. It was a little bit low. My fault. I apologize for that. Okay. I found a reputable source that says 2.2. Can you please show me one that is anywhere near 6?
I told you, no. I can't.
How about 5? How about even 4? How about this? Can you even show me one that's near 4? I would love that.
I just told you I don't have any data on this.
Then why are you arguing against my data?
Because here's why. Because everything that everyone's talked about has been nowhere near 1.7. No one ever makes that case. This is literally the first time I've ever heard anybody say that number.
Then get educated. That's fine, man.
It's not about getting educated.
It is. It's truly about getting educated.
Why has nobody made the case for that number? Can you
Sir,
answer that
I
question?
don't give a fuck.
Well,
why can't you get that through your head, dude? I don't give a shit. Sir, listen. Sir, all you care about apparently is what other people say. Okay? I as a grown man, okay, am able to think on my own. Okay? I am able to make cognitive thoughts on my own, okay? Without somebody else saying.
Just get to your point.
Okay.
Get to your point.
So, sir, all you seem to care about is, oh, well, so-and-so didn't say this, or so-and-so said that, and so-and-so did or did not say that. And I don't care about any of that, sir. I am too grown to sit around and give a shit about what the Democrats say or what the Republicans say or whatever, dude. I don't care about that, sir. You're just arguing with your feelings.
No.
I argue with data. You argue with your feelings.
And by your own admission, your first piece of data was wrong, right? And then you pulled up another piece of data. So I don't know what data you're giving me that's truly right, because you, by your own admission, you said you were wrong. So who knows? You might.
Yeah, sure. I was off by 0.2. I was off by 0.2. Well, You're off by 4 million. I'm off by 200,000. Cool.
And yeah, you confidently said 1.7. Then you're like, and you had to revise it.
I said no. I didn't say confidently. I never said. Hold on. See, now you're trying to twist the freaking. You're trying to move the goalposts and fucking twist the argument because you know you're screwed, right? I said the best estimates I saw were around 1.7, but all estimates I've seen show between 1.5 and 2. Then I just looked up new data and I tried to look up high-end data and I found one that said 2.2. So my bad. I will adjust my numbers from 1.5 to 2.2. My bad.
Again,
I'm
you
sorry.
Might find something that adjusts it from 2.5 to, or excuse me, 2.2 to 2.5, because you just might find more data. And again, I'll make this
I might just, and as soon as I see that data, I will change what I have to say. If I see new, sir, unlike you, if I see new data, then I'll change what I feel.
Again,
it's that simple, because I am based off of data, and if new data comes out that shows that that either the information I have is changed or then I will adjust my opinion and I will adjust that information based off of that new information, because that's what we're supposed to do with data. As data changes and data adjusts, you're supposed to change.
Congratulations. Can I make this point? And I tried to make it before, but you kept it around.
Sure, why not?
Because I think you didn't. Sure. If that number was really accurate, the Democrats would have ran home with that number.
Here he goes again.
It would have made them look great. I'm not saying you care about it, but I'm saying that if it was an actual number that people believed, Democrats would have ran with that number, because they would have said, well, according to the data, it's only 1.7 to 2.2. But they didn't do that because they knew it was bogus.
So let me get this straight. You think, okay, that a good talking point for the Democrats in running is when the Republicans say, oh, they let in 10 million undocumented immigrants. A good running point and a good campaign point for the Democrats would be no, we only let in 2 million.
Yes, 100%.
That is a ridiculous, sir. It is. Please don't ever run a campaign ever. Okay, because there is no way that sounds good for any candidate ever. Okay,
yes,
because immigration for the Democrats was a losing argument. Okay, because again, it didn't matter what reality of the situation was.
Yes,
okay, no, it didn't. It mattered again, like you, for people that are very much in their feelings about politics. Okay, it matters what people felt. Okay, and people felt like immigration was really bad. So the Democrats chose not to concentrate on immigration, and that's fine. Like that's their campaign people. I've never ran a campaign, so I assume that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing either. But I know for a fact, I do know for an exact fact, okay, that if their response to you let 10 million people in is we only let 2 million people in, the exact thing the Republicans would have said after that is, why did you let anyone in? Because that's exactly what I would have said. Because that's exactly what I would have said. Okay, if I was debating that argument, and therefore even the retort makes the Democrats look worse. The Democrats understood that actually reporting the good numbers does not help their argument. I don't know why you don't understand that.
I get what you're saying, but they not even one of them made that case one time, because
oh my God, sir, you trust the Democrats too much. That's your problem.
No, I don't trust them at all.
You trust the Democrats too much. That's your problem.
I mean, you can keep saying that, but it's
just that true. You for some reason have this expectation that because like if the Democrats said it or didn't say it, then like they would have said that. No, I don't know what the fucking Democrats are doing. I don't know. They fucking have their heads so far up their fucking asses. They don't even know where fucking sunlight is. Okay, the Democrats can't even figure out what their own party platform is right now. Okay, you expect them to get on some type of fucking straight line on what is right and what's their talking points or what this and what that is. The Democrats need to figure out their whole fucking life.
It would
Okay,
have been a
if the
very
Democrats
easy
ever
talking
actually
point for
figured
them. It
out their
wasn't a
fucking,
complicated
if the
subject.
Democrats actually ever figured out their point, then maybe I would actually fucking go back to being a Democrat at some point, like I was when I was fucking younger. But I can't because they can't figure out their shit. Okay, so
Well,
while
yeah,
you
and
want
I
to
are in
be
agreement
super,
on that, but on
super,
the border,
super,
they
super
had no
concerned,
counter. That
sir, while
that
you
still
want to
would
be
have been a
super
good
concerned
counter.
about, no Democrat said that. Well, guess what, sir? I heard plenty of Democrats say it. Okay, I heard plenty of Democrats
you did
say
hear
it.
them. So you heard them say it was only
Of course,
2.1 million.
of course, I did.
Oh, I'd love to look.
I
this
don't
up.
fucking know. I don't pay attention to these fucking things anymore, dude.
Okay, so
I got.
you know, but you don't know. Okay.
No, I mean I heard them
Well, that's
say
fair.
it, but I don't memorize everything that freaking goes on, sir. I'm sorry, sir. We have an economy that's headed towards a recession and we're bombing fucking Venezuela. I got better things to worry about than what the numbers were under Biden. Unlike you guys, I am not stuck in the fucking past of what immigration numbers were in the fucking past. I am
Well, the past
much
matters.
more
I
and
mean, the past
unequivocally
matters.
concerned with the things that are going on right now. And currently right now we are freaking have a
Yeah, and the
president that
things
is
that are
trying to
going on
push
right now were
that is
as a
trying to push
result of things that
authoritarian
happened in the past.
fascism in a military state. We have a freaking president who is sending our military and shooting down freaking boats of fucking some people in fucking Venezuela. We have freaking problems in the Middle East. We have freaking him glazing over fucking Putin. I'm sorry, sir. I wish my life was as good as yours was, where I could just worry about how many fucking immigrants came in under the Biden administration. But I got bigger things to worry about. Okay.
Oh, hey, look, if your life isn't as, good as mine, then I wish you well. I enjoyed the conversation.
No. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I will.
Good night. Thank you.
I don't know what to tell you. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna keep moving. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't remember people that I heard say something a year ago. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll try to do a better job at, remembering everything I heard. I apologize. I'm sorry. There's way too much shit going on. Michael, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. It said for teaching algebra to chimpanzees. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I guess I'm pretty good. That's pretty impressive. I thank you so much for that. Kevin, thank you so much for the 99 cents. I appreciate that. Mix said, Pauly is the right mix of condescending and passive aggressive for these people, and I'm here for it. Thanks for doing this nightly, bro. I appreciate that, Mix. Thank you so much. Actually, the right mix of condescending and passive aggressive is actually my goal, I think. I'm not sure about that, but that feels right. That feels right. I'm not sure. Veronica, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said the patience you have for the interrupting MAGA is impressive. I couldn't do it, and I'm an educator of special needs students. I've lost brain cells. Well, hey, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. I just do my best. Okay, somebody's got to do it. I just do my best. Thank you so much, Veronica. I appreciate you. Jeffrey says the GOP pushed fear and propaganda very well, for fuck's sake. They are that should be their motto. GOP will make you really afraid. We'll make you really afraid and scared, so you vote for us. We don't have any policy, but we'll make you afraid. That's what really matters. That's what really matters. Thank you so much. Cat B said, why do none of these people come with actual sources for their info? Well, that's why I was asking him. If he had a true source, and like I said, we are getting updated numbers from 2024 about the projected amount of undocumented immigrants in this country, right? We are currently getting updated numbers all the time. It's the truth. It's the truth. That is a real thing. We are constantly getting updated immigration numbers from the Biden administration. And as those numbers adjust, I will adjust with it. And so if you have numbers that show that I'm wrong and that we've had a readjustment of numbers, bring it up to me. I'll say I haven't seen those numbers. I'm totally okay with that. Okay? I am not trying to get stuck in certain numbers that are in the past, right? If there are new updated numbers and I need to and I need to readjust my numbers on those numbers, then I will gladly do it. I will gladly do it. Just provide me with those numbers. That's easy. Easy stuff. Thank you so much, Kat. I really, really appreciate that. Delissa, thank you so much for the $10. Says, Dump Truck, I love the poorly educated, MAGA brain cold caller. Do some research of your own. Good beyond Fox and Friends rhetoric. 100%. Thank you so much, Delissa. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to leave that up for a second. Give me 1 second, all right, y'all? All right, sorry about that. Why are my cameras freaking adjusting like that? I gotta turn that off. Anyways, I usually get off right now, but I'm gonna do one more caller. Okay, I'm gonna do one more caller. Okay, and here's what I want to see during this last caller. Okay, this last caller, I'm gonna take one more. Here's what I want to say. Okay, I want to see 5 new people become members and 5 new people become subscribers on between TikTok, YouTube. I want to see all of it. I want to see 5 new subscribers on each, and I want to get a jellyfish. That's what I want. Let's see if we can make that happen in one call. See if we can make that happen in one call. 5 new subs, 5 new members, 1 jellyfish. I think we can do it. I think we can get there. Let's see if we can do it. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I can't complain. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
27.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. First of all, Flower Child with the jellyfish. We're already good there. Thank you so much, Flower Child. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. So why do you support Trump?
I'm sorry. I was stuck on Flower Child. What did you say?
Frankie, thank you so much. I said, why do you support Trump? Frankie, thank you so much.
Well, personally, I'm half Mexican, right? Like my mother is from Mexico, and I know that the cartels are a big issue in Mexico, where half of the well, maybe more than half of the country agrees that Mexico needs help from the U.S. government to fight these cartels, and a small portion of the Mexican government does not want help from the U.S. government because they are most likely getting some type of benefit from the cartels. But there are plenty of people, who have been affected by the cartels' imports of drugs and narcotics and different things, including my brother who overdosed from fentanyl. So like this is like a issue that I can like speak clearly on because I'm like in the middle of it.
Sir, no offense, but your brother being addicted to a drug does not mean you understand the ramifications of it. But let me ask you a question, sir. Well, how do you feel about Donald Trump approving immigration status for El Chapo and his family?
They lace fentanyl in.
I'm very familiar, sir. I'm asking you what you feel about Donald Trump, okay, giving free immigration status to El Chapo's family.
Well, because if you paid attention to it, his lawyer, who is in Chicago, is also saying that the president of Mexico, Ms. Sheinbaum, who was a Jewish person, who I don't know how she got elected, but if you look at the history, there was like 20 plus people who were assassinated who were running for president before she was allowed to be elected. The cartel runs Mexico, so I don't know if you.
Sir, none of this is answering my question. Like I'm very confused. None of this is answering my question. You say you're against the cartels. Valerie, thank you so much for the PayPal. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You say you're against the cartels. I'm asking you why you support Donald Trump giving amnesty to cartel members. It's a simple question.
It's because El Chapo is becoming an informant.
How could he be an informant if he's here?
It's what are you talking about? When anybody becomes an informant, they automatically become a benefit to the judicious to whatever the law, whoever's running this, whoever's trying to prosecute them. If they have an informant especially as someone as high ranking as El Chapo. Of course, okay. Oh yeah, we'll make your family safe. We'll do this. We'll do that, and then you just give us all the info. Give us all the information we need.
I'll tell you this. I don't know much about informants. Okay, I've never been in law enforcement. Have you been in law enforcement?
I know. Well, I know a thing or two.
No. Have you ever been in law enforcement? That was the question.
Like, am I the police? No.
Okay, awesome. So my question is, like all I know about informants, all I know about informants, like is from like movies and stuff like that, right? But here's my, normally like in movies and like shows and like all sorts of stuff, when you have an informant, usually it's really important for people to not know they're an informant, right? Because if people know they're an informant, right, people don't really want to tell them stuff. So if you're announcing on television that you're giving like El Chapo's family like amnesty and all this sort of stuff, I think that would kind of ruin the whole idea of them being an informant.
No, it's public information. You can look it up.
That's what I'm saying, sir. If it's public information, it kind of ruins the point.
I didn't say witness protection. I said he's an informant.
I didn't either.
Well, that's what you're implying, that there has to be some amnesty or some anonymous information going on. Like, no, his lawyer literally came out just like 2 weeks ago. Last week, we're just talking about this on the Chicago News. Like, this is not.
So let me ask you a question: how does the leader of a cartel become an informant on that cartel?
Because he went to.
Because isn't the whole point of informants to get to the leader?
All the leaders of drug rings, what Frank Lucas, all Freeway Rick Ross, all these people become informants once they get caught. They don't want to stay in jail. Of course they become informants.
So you don't really care about cartels. You're totally cool with cartels getting, free entry into the United States and getting amnesty and getting all the benefits of the U.S. government. So, and that's totally fine. I just was curious on how much you you really couldn't stand the cartels, but that's fine. I get apparently not that much. Apparently you're pretty cool with them.
He's not free. What part of that don't you get?
Secret Squirrel and Bubbles, thank you so much for the subs over on TikTok. I appreciate that. We're only 3 away. We need 3 away over there and 5 more memberships. I appreciate y'all.
And another thing I wanted to touch on, because I was watching your conversation with the last caller, and you were saying, oh, we have the data on all these immigrants coming in, but you don't have the data on the people who are coming in illegally who don't want to be recorded on data. Like, there's a whole group.
No, obviously, sir, that's the numbers I was talking about, and I said it was projected data, and I said that multiple times. What are you talking about?
Not because
I did, though.
A whole group of people in Mexico called the Coyotes, who their whole job is to move people from Mexico.
Did you say you're from Mexico?
I'm not from Mexico.
You said you're Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you pronounced that. I'm sorry, you pronounced that word so incorrectly. I do not believe you have a single person in your family that's Latino.
You sound crazy.
Yeah, you're black as fuck.
Coyote?
Almost
That
there.
word?
You almost got there.
Oh, so why don't you tell me?
Coyotes?
Man, first of all, you could say, oh, this is how you say it. That's not how you say it. But guess what? I know people who have been transported by these people.
Nigga, you black as fuck. I don't give a shit. You're fucking Mexican, my fucking ass. This nigga's black as fuck. I don't give a fuck. No, I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here. No. Nigga black as fuck. I'm sorry. Nigga's black as fuck, bro. I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here being Mexican. I'm sorry. Ain't no fucking way. Sorry. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I had had a feeling, but as soon as he said, he's like, there's a whole group of people called coyotes. And I'm like, there ain't no fucking way. I'm sorry. Deborah, thank you so much for the $30 over on Venmo. Big W's in the chat for Deborah for the $30. Thanks for trying to educate the uneducated. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And Natty, thank you so much for the five. I don't know what the R is. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what the R is. The 5 of whatever currency that is. So there are 2 reasons why I'm glad to, it's glad to be in Brazil. Garrett Parallel's Brazilian currency. I appreciate that. 1, I don't have to deal with Trump. 2, our judiciary system is putting our Trump puppet in jail soon. Not if Donald Trump has anything to do with it. He's trying to put tariffs on y'all to have Bolsonaro released. Which is just craziness. Absolutely wild. Someone said, I'm Australian, and I could tell he wasn't Mexican. That's funny. Kat, thank you so much for the jewels. I really appreciate that. Charles, thank you so much for the jewels. I really appreciate that. I know there's a bunch of the jewels you're sending. I'm not gonna keep doing it. But I was like, oh my goodness, that's freaking crazy. Oh, that was wild. All right, well, we didn't get all the subs and the memberships I wanted. I did expect that color to be a lot longer, but hey. Is what it is. I did expect it to get a lot longer. Anyways, I'll be back on tomorrow night. I'm going to call it quits because actually I'm getting a little bit hungry. So I'll be back on tomorrow night. 7:30 I will be on. Okay, so I'll be a little late tomorrow because I do have tennis practice with the kiddo tomorrow. So I will be on after that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night, all right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.